gorgeous light beings, my healers, my star seeds, my light workers. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, The Pleiadian Priestess. Thank you for joining me here today. So today's reading is going to be about what kind of future spouse wife will you be from the eyes of your future spouse. So if you're looking for a husband, what kind of wife will you be from his point of view, from his eyes, I guess. And if you're looking for a wife, what kind of husband, spouse, person will you be from their point of view? Now, if you're not looking to get married anytime soon, or you're not looking to be ever married, then it would be what will your partner or soulmate or long-term, whatever, hookups, leads, whatever, think of you and how they view you from their eyes. Okay. And I'm pretty sure how they're viewing you is, pretty accurate, so I wouldn't have to do a reading about what kind of wife will you be, even though I might in the future. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens. This reading was very interesting. It was very beautiful, honestly. Like, your people love y'all. I love to see it. Okay, so feel free to watch this reading even if you are like married right now, or to see if it resonates at all. Maybe let your future spouse or your current spouse, if you're married already, watch it and see if it's accurate. But yeah, let's see how it goes. And you're going to choose a thumbnail image. You're going to choose a number, a vibe, whatever calls to you the most. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people at your reading. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 1, group 1, however you got here, welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. I've been sitting here for a good 5 minutes trying to figure out what reading did I want to do. So we finally narrowed it down. There's a bunch that I've been channeling over the weekend that I've been adding to my never-ending list. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many to choose from. I don't know which one to choose. And finally we've gotten one. So today's reading, which you probably, kind of got from the title, whatever I title it, is what kind of future spouse will you be? What kind of wife will you be to your husband, okay? How will he view you as a wife, okay? That kind of thing. 'Cause I know you would kind of know what kind of wife you would want to be, or you would kind of be in a relationship to someone, but we're doing this from the viewpoint of them. Like, what kind of wife will you be to your future spouse and how they view you as said wife, okay? So let's get right into it. No long talk. That could be something. You can be a little indecisive. I was really channeling your energy when I was sitting here like, what reading am I doing? But what happens before the reading kind of ties into the reading itself. So maybe you're going to be a little bit, you think a lot, you know what I mean? You're on the fritz is what I wanted to say, but I don't know what that really meant. Maybe you're always coming up with harebrained schemes. Also something that I heard when I was asking for you. So as I'm getting into your energy now, what kind of wife would you be? What kind of wife will your future spouse, husband, or whatever think you are or perceive you to be? I heard harebrained schemed, on the fritz, and it's kind of like someone who can't make up their mind kind of thing. So you're the kind of person where, on social media, they're like, when you're asking a girl what she wants to eat and she doesn't know what she wants to eat, you would be that wife. Like, I don't know what I want to eat. And they're just asking you, can you just choose something? You're like, I don't know, and you're kind of like on the fritz, like, hemming and hawing kind of energy. So that could be the kind of future wife you're going to be. I think it's cute, honestly, because who knows? There's just so many options in the world. You know what I mean? You like to explore your options the same way I like to explore my options with readings. I'm like, which one should I do? What am I in the mood for? I want all of them. I want all the food. Give me all of it. Buy me all of it. How about that? Husband, wife, person. Okay? Anyway. So yeah, you're on the fritz. You can be like a little, I'm hearing frisky. Okay, get out of here. So they're going to consider you or see you as frisky. But like I said, someone who's always like, skittish is the word that I've been trying to come up with. On the fritz, skittish is the kind of energy that I was thinking, okay? So what kind of wife? Well, imaginative, because we have the Page of Cups. Okay, youthful. You have the child and the innocence. You have wow. I meant to say mind. You have the mind of a child. There's a lot of innocence there. You have the child of innocence. Ooh, ew. I hope they're not looking at you as a child. I mean, that would be, let me not even get into it, okay? It's weird, but maybe not if that's what you guys are into. I don't freaking know. Here we have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're always jumping up. You're always running. You're always here. You're always there. We have strength. We have strong. So they're going to consider you to be someone who's very strong. You could have been through a lot by the time you meet them if you haven't already. but they think of you as someone who's very strong. There's something that was coming through. You're very strong and something about withstanding. So you've been through a lot and you're still standing kind of energy is what I think withstanding means. When you withstand a lot of stuff in your life, okay? And then here we have the Queen of Swords, okay? So you're very chatty, and this kind of ties into that skittish energy of or on the fritz, where it always seems like you're functioning in some kind of way, maybe. That could be something coming through. The Queen of Swords. The someone's very talkative. She can come off as someone's a little bit cold. You know what I mean? I'm hearing likes to get your way. So your husband, your future husband or spouse is going to be seeing you as someone who likes to get their way. And I love how every time the Strength card comes out in this deck now, I see half animal, half human. So it's kind of like you have an animalistic carnal side to you. And this person loves that, or you kind of give off excited puppy, the puppies who are just they have so much energy, they hop on things, they don't really take their safety into consideration when they do certain things. So that's childish coming through in you, or the innocent, you get very excited, squirrel kind of energy. So maybe ADHD, you get distracted very easily as well. Because I'm getting a bunch of different messages at once. It's kind of can we, stick to one thing at a time? Okay. How will their future spouse view them? What kind of wife will they be? If you're a male watching, you will kind of want to know what. I think that's but yeah, I don't see myself doing what kind of husband would you be. So kind of just flip the gender roles in this reading. If you're a guy who wants to watch this reading, just say the kind of husband you would be is the same thing, but you're a husband, of course, your future spouse is still seeing you this way, okay? How will their future spouse view them as a wife, please, Spirit? We have the Hierophant, someone who's very spiritual, someone who's very intelligent, okay? Someone who needs time to themselves. Someone who likes naps is what I just heard. So you're going to be the kind of wife or spouse that loves naps. I love that for you. If you have Ace of Wands, that is that never-ending mind. Your mind is always going. It never stops. Maybe I'm hearing the chatter never stops either. You talk them to death. I'm not getting an annoying vibe from it, but it's just getting, she's still talking. She's still going. That kind of thing. But it's like an excited child, excited to see their husband at the end of the day. An excited pet, excited to see their person at the end of the day, an excited child, excited when their mother or father comes and picks them up. You're a very excited or easily excitable person, okay? And here we have the Page of Wands, which is another energy of being youthful, It kind of came out in reverse, but I don't really see the need to take reversals in this kind of reading, So ain't no need, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You maybe brush things off very easily. I'm hearing cold shoulder. Maybe you get mad at people and don't tell them. Or you get mad at your future spouse specifically and you don't tell them. And they're kind of oh, she's giving me the cold shoulder. She's mad about something, Or they're mad about something, I should say. But you definitely have a lot of energy. You have the energy of a child or an excited puppy. Somebody that's youthful. Because all things youthful have loads and loads of energy. The older you get, the more it's I don't feel like it, But once you're still young, you can do a lot. You have a lot of energy. So maybe you're going to be married to someone who's older than you, and they see you an excited puppy, and they love coming home to you because you're always happy to see them. And I feel that should be any relationship, whether it's, age gap or whatever kind of connection. Just be excited to see them, and you always are. I'm hearing you're eager to see them as well. Okay, so we have a Page of Wands. There's something creative about you or artistic in some kind of way. In this Four of Swords, she has a lot of tattoos on her arms, and they're kind of faded. Or they don't have to be faded, but they look faded in the picture, is what I should say. So maybe you're someone who loves tattoos, okay? But you do love to nap. I'm getting that very heavily, okay? Because usually the Four of Swords would tell me, oh, you're a very chill, go with the flow kind of person. No, you love to sleep, okay? They come home, you're napping. You could be the kind of wife where people like to make jokes of when it's time for hanky-panky. You're the kind of wife that tells your husband, I'm ready for you, big boy, or whatever. Very cringe, but I said what I said. And then he goes in the shower, he's excited, he's ready. By the time he gets out or puts the kids to sleep, he comes back and you're knocked out. And it's just like, oh, she did it again. You know, you love you a good nap, you a sleepy baby, and that's it. That's it. What they want from you? You had a long day. You had a long day. Do what they bobblehead kids. Dang. But they are definitely gonna see you with some like you would be the disciplinarian for the kids is what I'm getting from you guys. With the Strength card and the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords, you're definitely telling them kids what to do and always putting somebody in their place, okay? You're definitely the voice of reason, even though you are giving off this playful, airhead kind of vibe sometimes. But I don't think it's airhead in the way of like you have nothing going on up there. You're very intelligent, but you have a little too much going on up there, if you understand what I'm saying or get my drift, okay? And that could be why you're always tired. You always have so many ideas, and maybe you're someone who's in the spiritual community. You're always channeling messages constantly, and it's kind of like, when does it end? You're in constant channeling mode, and messages are always coming through, and you're always picking up on energies from different people, and you're very easily tired and drained, and that's it. And that's why you like little naps. Naps will get you right, okay? I don't need a whole 10 hours. Give me an hour and a half and I'm good. I can go again, kind of thing. But Eight of Wands is you definitely have like a lot of energy. And they always wonder, how do you get so many things done? It's kind of like the quintessential wife where she's doing the cooking, the cleaning. Not saying you're going to be a stay-at-home wife, but maybe you could be, child. Because this Page of Cups and the Page of Wands could represent kids that you guys have. And they're kind of like, how do you have the strength coming through literally, the Eight of Wands coming through literally? How do you have all that energy to watch these kids, okay? And the Page of Wands is going to be like a very active child you guys may have together. Like, how do you deal with him or her? I'm getting mostly him from this Page of Wands here. This Page of Cups is giving me a baby girl. So you can have a baby girl and a baby boy with this person. And they're kind of like, how do you deal with that ragamuffin boy? Or maybe you guys will have dogs or something about animals, because we have the Strength card here, and we have a lady and her cute little, lamb. So it's giving like pet vibes, and you take care of the pet, you walk the dog, you take care of the kids, and they're just like, how do you still have energy at the end of the day? Which is why they don't fault you sometimes if you were to fall asleep before y'all could get some hanky-panky in. That's life, But you are definitely the person who makes the decisions. You have the final say. You are the disciplinarian in the household, and they know that you're going to be disciplining them as well. They're probably giving like golden retriever, easygoing kind of father. And you're giving, what did your mom say? Did she say you could have that? If she said no, then the answer is no, right? That's the kind of energy. You have the final say. Okay. What else is coming through for you guys? They're definitely going to feel lucky to have you. Because at the bottom of the deck, we had lucky. And look, we have a ring, ring, ring. How cute. That's extra confirmation. The future spouse reading. Appreciate you, Spirit. But I was hearing the song Lucky. Do you hear me? I'm talking to you. Because since I picked it up from over there, I saw Lucky at the bottom of the deck. And the song has been like playing in my mind. Lucky I'm in love with my best friend. Best friend. So they're going to see you as their best friend. That's how they're going to view you and perceive you as well. I do think I'm hearing a soundboard. I think it's what people say for people they like kind of like bounce ideas off of. So you're going to be their confidant kind of energy. If they have a new idea at work or a new project they want to start or a new hobby they want to begin, you're the first person they're coming to for every little thing, because you're kind of going to be the confidant, And look, in the song, because it's still playing in my head, even though I stopped singing it, that's how it goes around here. Which is why I would understand you as being someone who's constantly channeling stuff. Because if you're with me or you were my friend or whatever, you would just hear me burst into a song randomly. And that happened on Saturday. I was out with my best friend and we were just like sitting at the bar, and I started singing this song. What song was I singing? The one that got away. Summer after high school when we first met. She's like, what made you start singing that song? I'm like, girl, I don't know. It just happens. I'm constantly hearing music in my head and it never ends. And plenty of readings on the channel have been inspired by songs that I heard as soon as I woke up. Like, I'm waking up, I'm barely into full consciousness and I'm hearing songs. I'm like, this never ends. I love it because music is life out here. But still, I'm like, dang, can I get a break or something? But it's still it was still playing in my head, Lucky. And And it says lucky to be coming home again, or coming home to you, something like that. So this person feels lucky to be coming home to you, which would also mean you are at home with them kids, child, right? Or you may be a stay-at-home mom, which is how they're viewing you as a spouse. Like, she's staying at home, she doesn't put in them kids, and I'm out here making the money, okay? You're always coming up with ideas. I do believe you're the kind of person, you would be the mother who's like making content at home of the family and kids. So not only are you the editor, are you the commander-in-chief with the making the rules, setting the rules, the disciplinarian. Not only are you the in-house chef, I'm hearing maybe for them, they may do the cooking. Is what I just heard when I said chef. So maybe you won't be doing the cooking, but you're going to be doing the cleaning and stuff like that. And they're just like running after the kids, you know what I mean? Keeping up after them, making sure they get to school and helping them with homework, because you're the brains of the operation with the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords. You're the brains of the operation, which is why they kind of like to bounce ideas off of you. But you're the brains of the household. Not saying they're not smart, they're not intelligent, but you're the person that is seen as the smarter one in the connection. So you're the smarter wife, okay? And you're the one at home editing the videos, doing the videos. They're coming home and just like passing by. There's plenty of content creators I see on social media that are like, oh, my husband would really like to be in the videos, or, you know, but he could be in the background editing the videos, right? But you're definitely the one that's doing most of the work, okay? And that could be something you love to do at home, because you don't want to be just stay-at-home mom. You want to make your own money too. So you could like have creative endeavors. You're like an artist, you're a painter, you know? And I'm hearing, if I were a painter, if I were a painter, by Norah Jones. So maybe you're going to be seeing someone who loves like jazz, you know, music like that. I was listening to her earlier, but that song didn't come on. I believe it's like Painter by Norah Jones. But yeah, jazz, like slow, mellow music like that is kind of what you may listen to when they see you like that. Or you're just like their safe space is something that's coming through as well. But yeah, you could be a stay-at-home painter, content creator, and you're just at home when the kids are at school filming stuff, doing things, and then you're going on runs to pick up the kids. You know who I'm getting? I'm getting a few people. I'm getting, it's just Carrie on Instagram. I feel like I mentioned her in another reading, but it's giving her. She's a stay-at-home mom, but she's also doing the content. At this point, they have 5 kids. God bless them, okay? She said that she was going to stop at 4, but they ended up at 5, and they're on their 5th one, and now she's like, I'm done. So they have like 5 girls. I think they've been trying over and over again to get a little boy, but the boy ain't coming for them. She's like, 5 is, I'm done. 5 is, it's it. You know what I mean? And she's the cutest little baby. She's so cute. And she's like having the kids, doing the content, going up and picking them up from school. And as she's doing these things, she's always deep cleaning the house because she loves doing that stuff. And while she's doing it, she's always filming it and then posting it for us. And people are like, how do you do that and have that? And the husband's always traveling, right? Exactly. She gives me the more disciplinarian in the dynamic. We already know. Carrie don't play. Okay, and then she has her husband, Francis, and he's the more goofy, silly, easygoing father, but she's very much like, we know she's a disciplinarian up in the household for him and them kids, okay? And she's going around filming stuff, she's doing the pickups, the drop-offs, the get ready with me's in the morning, and people are like, how do you make content? Take care of 4, now 5 kids, make sure your husband's cool, and clean the house when they're not there, and still have time to do your own thing and do fitness and all that kind of stuff. A real superwoman out here in these streets. That's what your husband is going to see you as, or your future spouse. So let's keep coming, which is why you're coming through with someone who's very strong with the Strength card coming through. You could also be like someone who's like very playful, but you do have like a very animalistic, rough around the edges, rowdy, something like that, strict disciplinarian kind of vibes, because the Strength card is not somebody to be played with, you know what I mean? It's someone who's like very much part, like I said, animal, part human, part beast. Yeah, some beasts in you, you know, and they don't want to see you go in beast mode kind of energy, right? Okay, so here we have watch your back, which is definitely giving me you are the person who is like 10 toes down for your husband, for your kids, for everybody in your life. You're definitely bringing the you got that thing on you, okay, is what I'm hearing. So, okay, now we have separation And what I'm hearing for this is you know how to compartmentalize your life a lot, which makes you the more organized of the two of you as well. With the Queen of Swords coming out and the Hierophant, so you're the person people come to for spiritual enlightenment heavy with the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant, but you're also someone who people are like inspired by. You know, they are intimidated by you, your future spouse. They definitely are. They may not tell you, but that's why I'm here. I'm telling you. They're going to be intimidated by you, okay? With 𝐓𝐶𝐮𝐻, they're the kind of person who will let you do whatever you want to do, and they're also going to let you be yourself, okay? They're not the kind of person who's going to sit there and tell you what to do and tell you who to be, because first of all, they're scared of you. But second of all, they love you, and you're like their best friend. So it's kind of like, because 𝐓𝐶𝐮 is like whatever will be, will be. The future's not mine to see, 𝐓𝐶𝐮𝐻. So the future's not theirs to see, but it might be yours to see if you're a fortune teller or you read tarot or, you know, read runes, you know, you're into spirituality in some kind of way. You're just very highly intuitive, essentially. You're giving kind of high priestess, but we have the Hierophant coming through. So it's kind of like how I differentiate the two of them is the high priestess more so moves in the shadows. She does her work and no one really knows that she does her work. But she has like a dangerous air, a secretive air to her, you know? You are someone who's actively doing God's work and people are seeing you in public because the Hierophant will represent a priest, right? And a priestess, we don't really see priestesses. We see priests in the church, mainstream. Everyone knows they're a healer, a protector, close to God, you know? I'm hearing orchestrator, instrument of spirit. Everybody knows that. And that's how it's going to be for you. So you may be known for being spiritual, while the high priest is someone who is, but no one don't really know what she out here doing, right? Because she moving in the shadows. That's how I differentiate. So you coming out as the Hierophant is definitely giving me the energy of you are actively or very open with your spirituality. So people are viewing you and knowing that, oh, I have to come to group 1 for that kind of stuff. Or your husband or wife knows I have to come to my group 1 for that kind of stuff, you know? But that's funny to get from 𝐓𝐶𝐮𝐻. It's kind of like, but it's also like they just let you do whatever you want, you know? Because they're scared. Let me stop. They are. They know you'll kind of like, you know, cuss them out or do something in that in that vein, you know. Now we have, what is this? Foolish. I read it as justice for whatever reason, and that makes a lot of sense because the Queen of Swords kind of gives justice energy to me. She lays down the law, right? She makes sure everything is fair, okay? She keeps the peace. She's the justice of the peace. She's in the courtroom making sure people ain't acting right and ain't acting wrong, you know, making sure they're acting right, essentially, and making sure that everyone's respecting the judge, right? So your husband may feel like the judge, the big boy in charge, and you may feel like the justice of the peace, right? Or justice of the peace as someone who marries people. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna be someone who has like their what is it called? Their license to marry people. That you have the license to marry. Okay. But foolish is definitely telling me that they definitely feel like the less smart one. And I'm not saying they're gonna be dumb, so don't get like, oh no, but it's giving they know you know more than them, and that's fine with them, okay? Or they know you're the person who's gonna make most of the decisions, and that's fine with them. Like they may make the money, but they know you're gonna be the one telling them how to spend the money, kind of thing. I think that's also what happens with Just Carrie. It's Just Carrie and FG, the CEO or something like that. That's Francis, her husband. And like I said, he's more goofy, but he travels for work. And all the money he makes while she's staying at home, she's spending it up, okay? Because she going to Target, she stay buying. So I love the life that she leads. I'm just like, you know, I'm trying to be like you, Miss Ma'am. Carrie, I'm trying to be like you, okay? They're always moving into bigger houses. He just got her a new car. It's a push present because now they have 5 kids, child. They need the space. And it's kind of like, you know, she's the one in charge. She's definitely the big dog, but he's also the bigger dog because he's making the money, he's being the provider, but kind of like leaving space for her to be the boss as well because he's comfortable in his masculinity. And I do believe your husband or whoever you're watching for is going to be comfortable enough in their gender role to let you be comfortable in yours. So if you're the feminine, my group 1s, they're going to be comfortable in their masculine, making the money while you spend it up. And they're not going to be like, stop spending my money, woman. No, I'm taking care of them kids. I need to have money for being a stay-at-home mom. It ain't free out here in these streets, right? Shoo. So when it comes time for bills and shopping and groceries and what the kids need, he's like, here, take my car, because he's the one making money. Of course, you have your own money as well, but he's the provider in this sense, your husband, and you're the one that's like, spending his money, and he's fine with that. Okay, so y'all getting y'all a provider husband, which I love for you, a provider spouse. Now we have open mind, and I do believe this person has to have an open mind to deal with you, because you're definitely someone who's spiritually strong. Okay, you have strong convictions. Okay, with this coming out and rethinking, it meant justice, and you're the justice of the peace, and you're the I think the bailiff is the person who is in the court making sure the judge is always cool, right? But the justice of the peace, whatever, your big thing is peace. And I do believe you represent their peace. So that's the kind of wife you're going to be. Their peace, okay, you're going to be the person they bounce ideas off of, right? You're going to be the one that they can't really make all the decisions. And like when it comes to what you guys want for food, or the next vacation you're going on and that kind of thing, they made those decisions, So you're not taking, it's like you're working in tandem together. You're not fully taking over everything and telling them what to do all the time. It's a partnership. They have their roles, you have your roles, and I've definitely explained what roles you will have, okay? But the Page of Cups is definitely giving someone with a strong intuition, but they're also very maybe new or novice in their approach to spirituality, but then it becomes the Hierophant. The more you guys practice, you do have definitely a connection to spirit and the divine in there. They love that. They find it very sexy because they love people they love to learn your person, and you have a lot to teach them, throughout your marriage, because there's always going to be something you're more well adept at, that they will always be like trying to play catch up with. And I think that's like spirituality in this case, or like you know how to draw or sing or dance really well. The Page of Wands coming through here, you're gonna be like a very good sexy body mover. That sounded so weird. You know how to move your body very well. You're very sensual, okay? And this person's like, I wish I had the half of the sex appeal or, attractiveness that you do, right? So you may be the more attractive one in the pair between you and your future spouse. With the Ace of Wands, child. The Ace of Wands, the Eight of Wands, they're always going to want to Z you down, okay? They're going to want to D you down, P you down, whatever y'all do in y'all bedroom, whatever piece of, produce y'all have. Let me stop. Whatever y'all have, they trying to get up in there or use it, okay? That's the energy coming through. Ace of Wands, very sexy, very attractive, very, very, like, youthful, or I just keep hearing nubile. Like, they're very, 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 very attracted to you, which is why they mad. When they come out of the shower and you sleeping, they're like, girl, you better wake up. I got this stick to give you, this whack-a-mole. Let me stop. I am screaming. Y'all, I'm getting images I didn't ask for. Why am I seeing somebody using their tool and like knocking it on your forehead when you sleeping? I'm screaming, like nudging your mouth. Okay, I'm done. I'm saying this too casually. For what I actually mean. You know what I mean. They're using their thing to like, hey, wake up. Wake your behind up. We're not finished here, okay? I'm leaving here with something. Okay? Thank you. That's funny. But yeah, they definitely love your ideas, your harebrained schemes. Like, life is never boring with you with all these wands energy coming through. But it's also very, like, intellectually stimulating as well. It's stimulating in all kinds of ways, if we're being honest. Here, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Oh, it's very exciting. The life they have with you is very exciting. Like I said, you're always excited to see them when they come home. There's never a dull moment with you. With the wands coming through, life is just very fun with you. Y'all laugh and y'all laugh and y'all laugh and y'all giggle because you see this Hierophant here with this big old smile on his face. Like, he is cheesing to the gods, and I want to know what's so funny. Because I want to be on the joke too. You could be very funny, very witty with the Queen of Swords coming through, and you tell the best jokes and make them laugh, like deep belly laughs, and y'all just laugh together and like have a good time. That's the kind of spouse you're definitely going to be. You know how to have a good time. They're going to have a good time with you. I keep hearing you got that dog in you. I'm screaming. No, you don't. And I want to bark, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it to myself. But they see you as someone who is kind of go with the flow, with the 𝐓𝐶, whatever will be, right? But you also do make them feel a little like maybe out of their element, out of their depth sometimes. With an open mind, they consider you someone who has an open mind. but you're definitely the person who's riding 10 toes down for your people, for real. Like, if something happens, you got that thing on you and you running up the block to make sure your kids is good, make sure this is just Carrie. If you know her, and if you know her, great. If you don't know her, I highly recommend you look her up. It's ITS, I think it's like underscore ITSJUS. I'm not sure if it's a T or not, but it's KERRY on Instagram. They also have a YouTube, but look her up, and if you like, just follow her, or just kind of get a load of this guy. Is what I'm hearing. The more you get to know her, the more you realize that she is definitely this energy coming through here. Okay, now we have North Node energy, and that's destiny. So they consider you a part of their destiny. Like, they feel like you were fated, you were meant to meet, you're their ultimate soulmate, right? Because this kind of always gives me horseshoe, and the horseshoe, if you break it breaks up into even pieces. And the bottom of the horseshoes for horses always give me magnet, or I'm not sure if it's actually a magnet or not, but it's like you guys are always meant to snap together and be two sides and make the perfect whole together, okay? Now we have Neptune. So they definitely see what's dreamy. Your crush, your husband or wife is gonna have a perpetual, never-ending crush on you, and you want them, honestly. So it's never like, I fell out of love with this person. No, it's always gonna be like your best friend. Y'all laugh, y'all giggling. You're gonna have mad inside jokes, and people gonna be like, "What's funny? Nothing. You had to be there, and you weren't. Mind your business." You know what I mean? Here we have 10th house, so career, and making them feel like the brightest star. I do believe the 10th house, the midheaven, is like the brightest part in someone's birth chart, which is why that's who you your reputation, because that has the most light on it. So that's how people are seeing you the most. That's kind of how I interpret. That's how I interpret it to myself, right? The midheaven is the highest part in the chart. And it has the most light shed on it. So that's what people see the most when it comes to you. So your 10th house can be very important. So where your 10th house is, or the signs you have your 10th house are important. Or you can meet them through your job or through work, and that's probably they're thinking of 10th house when they're thinking of you. But you could have a reputation, for real. Okay, and that's coming through. But 10th house is also Capricorn energy, so definitely giving like a no-nonsense air vibe to you. But 10th house is the house of career and reputation. So maybe before they met you, or after, or something about your career, job, your reputation is like, I'm hearing lucrative, or it's like sheds them in a positive light as well. So if you're married to a person who's like doing God's work, in any sense of the word, it doesn't have to be spiritual in any way, you're doing philanthropy, or you're a humanitarian, or you're giving back, you're taking care of the kids, your house looks nice, all those things shed lightly or shine lightly on them. So if the house is always clean, oh, your house is always so clean, yeah, I know. They may not say, oh, my wife makes it clean, or they may give you the credit, who knows, but everything that you do shines. I think that's the proper saying. It shines brightly on them, or makes them look good is another way to say it. So everything you do and everything about your home life and marriage makes them look good. So they can brag about their wife. Oh yeah, she has her own business and she does this, she helps people, and she's like so connected to the divine, and she's so smart and so witty and da-da-da. Everything about you makes them look better, right? So you could definitely be the more attractive one in the connection. And everything that you do puts them in a good light, Anyway, next we have 8th house, which is that very attracted energy coming through. They're going to be very, 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 very attracted to you, okay? With these wands coming through, they're trying to put all 8 wands on you. I'm screaming. Yeah, they're going to have like a lot of stamina, and I do believe you have stamina as well. But there may be times you're tired and you fall asleep, and after that, okay? They could definitely see you as someone who's also very active. Because the strength card being half animal, animals are seen as like naturally active and having endurance and stamina, and you could have that as well, because the 8 of Wands is that kind of energy. So it's giving rounds and rounds, okay? In the end, girl, you're gonna want another round. Another round. I used to want you and her and her and her and you and her. I used to want you and her and her and her, but now all I want is you. Another round by Chris Brown and Fat Joe, I think it is. But I'm also hearing that song with Ace Hood. And is it Ace Hood and Chris Brown and Fat Joe, maybe? No. There's a song with Ace Hood. It's like old. like 2000s, early 2000s, 2010s. It was 𝐓𝐡𝐮𝐬 and Chris Brown. And it's just like, I think it's like a very raunchy song. They're talking about sex as these most of these songs do, especially with Chris Brown, because he's still doing it now with residuals and under the influence. He's still doing all that, singing song about that. Okay, but there's a song with 𝐓𝐡𝐮 and Chris Brown, I believe it is, and then there's a song with Chris Brown and Fat Joe. Okay, so this person may be putting it on you like Chris Brown, be putting it on these girls, and we know he likes things rough and all kind of things. He not holding nothing back with his Taurus behind. Okay, so your husband is like trying to, like I said, put that thing on you from every angle. They slapping on your face. Oh my gosh, they shoving it in the mouth, down the throat. Who knows when they want it, and they're gonna be very rough with you, and maybe you can handle it, you can take it, and they find that very attractive. Someone who could deal with their ridiculousness, right? And I love how I was talking about Carrie and Francis, and they on child number 5 now. They stay active in the bedroom, child. They ain't losing that spark no time soon. Even if they never have a baby again, we know what they doing behind the scenes, because they had them babies back to back, and they've known each other for so long now. So like that spark is never ending. It's not going out. Okay, and that this person's thinking the same exact thing. Your future spouse. Okay. But yeah, eight of wands. Let me stop. Yeah, we have the 8 of wands. And we have the 8th house. They're definitely not playing about you. Okay. Like, I'm mad I can't remember the song by 𝐓𝐡𝐮 and Chris Brown. If it's even Chris Brown, it may not be. We have Capricorn actually coming through. So we have 10th house and we have Capricorn. So definitely going to see with someone who's very wise, very knowledgeable. You're about your money, you're about your bag, you're giving CEO, entrepreneur kind of vibes. You start your own business, and it's going to be something like out of the box, I believe, or around content creation or creativity in general, with all these Page of Cups and Page of Wands coming through. It's something very playful, nothing too serious. For others of you, it could be actually serious, or you may have multiple, outlets. One that's more creative, whether it's arts or writing or drawing or writing a book. So I do believe Carrie was writing a book as well, but her content is more like, get ready with me, and this is the makeup that I use, and go with me to pick up the kids, and watch me clean the house. But she's also like very funny, and she posts like very like I know the kids gonna be upset when they older, but like very like funny videos of the kids, and the kids are just like, cussing or fighting or doing something funny, and she posts it and put them on the spot and stuff like that. So funny content, very easygoing content, family content, business content. She helps people build their, page if that's what they want to do. So she's like a woman, a Jill of all trades, you know what I mean? And that's kind of giving me Capricorn vibes. I do believe she's the one who started posting videos of Jade, their first child, when she was little. And that's kind of like how this whole thing started. She got the idea to post the baby. And now look at them. They probably have all this money, and he has his own money, and now she has her own money. So they think of you like a creative genius is what I'm hearing as well. And now we have Taurus. Not me mentioning Chris Brown and Taurus actually came through. That's crazy to me. Yeah, you're a bull in the bedroom, child. You a bully is what I'm hearing, just in general. You a bully in general. But it's definitely giving strong SEX drive. Yeah. With you, they see you as that. With the 8th house and this come through the bull. Yeah. Maybe you the one telling them you better get up. Depending on who you are, child. Because if you have a follicular object for a, nether region organ, then you the one putting it on them even when they fall asleep. But if you're the person that don't have the follicular object and you have the P, okay, they put the V that they put the P in is what I meant to say. You waking them up like, hey, get up. I don't care if you had a long day. What this is giving me? I'm screaming, okay? Because the visual that I'm getting is so funny. So there's this post on social media of this lioness who is biting the balls of a lion, right? And it comes to the caption of when female lionesses are in heat, they want to mate like about 40 times a day. And if they are ready to go another round, literally another round, exactly, when they're ready to go another round and their husband or mate is not, they will literally start biting their sensitive ball. You know what I mean? that region, the things that hang, okay, they will literally start biting it. And there's a photo going around on social media of a lioness biting her mates, like, and they said if she don't get it from him, she getting it from somebody else in the pride, child. Which I was like, giving trifling. But we're humans, we're not animal. But you are part animal because we have part lioness coming through in the trend card. You're part lioness, exactly. So I love this. I love that this example is coming through. But yeah, we just see the lion. He looks so tired and so just like he about to cry. And this lion looks so human in this moment, right? And it just kills me every time because she's just back there biting, yanking, biting on his thing like, I'm ready for the next round. He's like, I'm tired, woman. And she's like, I don't want to hear all that. Let's go, okay? Oh, that's funny. But yeah, he was tired. His face is all haggard. I'm like, oh God, leave me alone. And he running away, and she just back there yanking and biting. She's like, I'm ready for next. I'm ready when you are. I'm not gonna stop biting until you ready to go. Okay, I'm getting ready for you. Let me stop. I'm done. That's what's coming through for you guys. That is how your future spouse will see you as a wife, as a future spouse yourself. Okay, I hope this reading resonated. You're also very creative in the bedroom, is what I'm hearing as well. Very creative. It's never boring. Whether it's you guys laughing until your stomach hurts or you're always trying new things to keep this person important. Oh, not important. Keep them interested or never bored, you know? It's kind of like they come home and you have this new outfit or you have this new toy and you want to try it out. They're like, what are you doing when I'm at home? What are you doing when I'm at work, woman? And you're like, I'm doing stuff. What you mean? Spending your money, of course. Let me stop. Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to leave it alone. But I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. Maybe you're also into more than one partner, y'all. Maybe you're going to be in a polyamorous connection here with the Eight of Wands coming through. Because there's this, let me stop. There is this one card that I have in like an 18 plus deck that I got. And the Eight of Wands is like one woman up against 8 of them things. And I'm like, hold on now. And I'm like, what's going on here? And that could be a thing as well, okay? And that could be the toys you add. That could be just them themselves. Who knows? But it's definitely giving stallion. It's giving lioness. It's giving, it's mine and I need it now, okay? But anyway, like I said, if you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you watch this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 2 or group 2, welcome to your reading. Today's reading is going to be about how will you be as a future wife. And not just how will you be as a future wife, because I feel like we all have a inkling of how you would be as a wife. How will your future spouse perceive you as a wife? So how will you be as a wife according to them, okay? So your future spouse or even your current spouse, if you want to watch this reading and, you know, just to be inclusive, you know what I mean? How does your future spouse perceive you now? How will you be perceived by your future spouse, okay? As a wife or just a spouse, if you are someone who wants to watch and you're not going to be a wife. You get my drift, okay? But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Not me. I saw this before I started the reading. I'm like, oh, they think you're a great collaborator. I do believe you guys like to split things down the middle evenly. But you're also a really good partner in crime, is what I'm hearing. So it's like you're with the ish, you know? You're with the ish. I obviously want to say the cuss word, but I don't know what YouTube does and doesn't allow you to say, and I'm not really a cursing person in general. So you're with the ish, okay? When something's going down, you run in, you stop, you by their side. It's kind of like giving ride or die, but it's like if they want to go on a trip the day of something and you guys don't have kids but you have work and they want to call off work early, you're with you're with it. You're gonna do it. So maybe you are someone who curses. You can have like a potty mouth on you. I was looking for the word. You can have a potty mouth on you. You could also be someone who's very sing-songy, because I did another intro to the reading, but the stupid siren was passing by, and I hate when that gets in the reading because it's loud and obnoxious for no reason. So, and I was like, it's very sing-songy in that intro. So you guys could be very sing-songy as well. You're the wife that like sings around the house. You hum. You know what I mean? You play your music, you blast it loud. 'Cause I know I would be that kind of wife. Because I'm that kind of person in general. When I'm at home, when it comes time for shower, cleaning, getting ready, doing anything, my music is blasting. Like, I don't care. You know, or you're the person that has like the really loud music in your car. Like, music could be like just a part of you. And that's something they've had to come to terms with. You singing, whether you can sing and you have rhythm or not, you sing around the house, that kind of thing could be something coming through. But the Three of Pentacles is definitely someone who's very friendly. Maybe you guys, for some of you, not for every one of you, don't get mad. You could end up in a connection where it's like 2 women or 1 man, or 2 men, 1 woman, who freaking knows. But polyamory could be a thing coming through for you guys, and you guys do that dynamic very well because you share. I'm hearing you know how to share. Sharing is caring, and you're good at sharing things with them. Okay, if there's no polyamory here, but if there is, you're really good at sharing them with somebody else or with people. Or if you have kids, you're good at making time for them, but also having time for the kids. That's that, like, compartmentalizing. You make time for everything. You guys split things evenly, so you put as much effort into your connection with them as you do with being a good mother or a good father, that kind of thing. Because some people lose the plot, right? You get married to somebody, you guys have kids, and then your partner never sees you because the kids come first, and you make the kids your whole life, and they drain you, and then you have no love left over for your partner, and that can sometimes just, you know, I'm hearing ruin the friendship, but it just also ruins the integrity of the marriage. Like, I'll never forget, I was watching, I don't know what it was, but it was a social media post on Instagram with Ayesha Curry and Steph Curry, and people were asking them, how do they make their marriage work? And they said, we make our marriage work because we put us first as a couple, and then we put the kids after, and then we put God first and foremost in the connection. But if we can't put us first and make sure we're good as people and human beings, how can we put them kids first? So it's just giving self-care, honestly. Maybe you're also the spouse that texts your husband or wife throughout the day. Because I just got a text. You text them and stuff like that. Maybe you like send them naughty pictures, stuff like that. You flirt through text and you tell them, I can't wait for you to get home and this is what you have waiting for you, that kind of thing. So it never gets stale with you guys because you actually put in the work to keep the connection spicy or healthy. You know what I mean? I'm screaming. Why did I just hear, and you may add the occasional person? Excuse me. Okay, group 2, the kink and the raunch, go off. Like, you may add the occasional person to keep the relationship spicy, but at the end of the day, it's still both y'all, okay? I'm hearing you rocking with Tom, because Tom is rocking with us. That's funny. So maybe this connection will be interracial, and like your husband loves that you just allow them to be a part of your like life or your culture. It's like giving me those people on social media who have their husband like dancing, winding up themselves, dancing to soca, dancing to reggae, and they're like the whitest person you've ever seen in your life. And you're just like, oh, they're so cute. They're actually adopting and incorporating themselves in their wife's culture. And of course, vice versa. You're incorporating yourself in their culture as well, you know? And it's always reminding me of this like one couple. There's a few couples that I've seen, but there's this one couple coming through specifically where the wife is like Hispanic, she's Mexican, and the husband is like a country dude. You know, he's like a big bear country guy. And he's like, what do you want for dinner? And he's like saying some like Mexican dish. And she's like, why do you always want Mexican food? Like, why don't you ever want food from your place or whatever? She's like, you sure you don't want, what do people eat in the South? Pigs in a blanket or chili? He's like, oh no, I had that my whole life. He's like, no, I had that my whole life. I want something different now. I want da-da-da-da-da. There was some kind of specific Mexican dish she was making for him. And she's just like, no, I'm making you pigs in a blanket. And he's like, no, I want this. And it just had me cracking up. Because he's like, nah, I've been eating that my whole life. It's time for me to chill on that. I didn't marry a Mexican woman to be eating that for the rest of my life. Okay? I married you because I want this, not that. You know, that kind of thing coming through. So your culture can play a part into why they love you or who you are as a future spouse. You guys integrate your cultures very well. You know what I mean? With this Three of Pentacles, just gives teamwork, makes the dream work. And you guys are a very good team. So maybe you guys may have different religions. You have different religious backgrounds. Or even cultural backgrounds. And there's something, like, I just, like, the wind got knocked out of me. That could be something about you as well. You're going to, like, take their breath away. Lord. But anyway, what was I saying? yeah, you guys come from different backgrounds or different cultures, and you raise your kids up with both cultures. So we have the kids here, and you guys are weaving this blanket and putting in equal parts. Like, okay, our kids need to know they have a background that's Asian and African American and this and that. They are really weaving this beautiful blanket full of different cultures, you know, maybe at least up to 3, you know, stuff like that. So that could be something coming through. So they love how you like work together to make the perfect life, is what I'm hearing, or a very well-rounded life is what I'm getting. So maybe you guys like dabble and dabble into a bunch of different things, you know, but instead of it being very chaotic, it's very a well-oiled machine. So you keep the house running, you know. That could be your thing. You're like a, what do they call it? What is a person? A slave master? Well, that could be very sensitive for certain people. But you know, you drive out, you run a tight ship kind of energy. That's what's coming through here. Everyone has their own little things to do in the house, and it makes everything run perfectly and smoothly, right? Okay, now there was something coming through earlier. The way I was holding my neck and raunchiness was coming through. There could be something here about them like liking your neck and like holding your neck, you know what I mean? Giving you they call it a hand necklace or something like that, a finger necklace, something. Choking is coming through. Okay, that's something they love to do. Like maybe just grabbing you by the throat or like holding it there or something like that, you know what I mean? And now I'm also getting a clip from The Real. There was an episode of The Real where Tamara was like telling the other girls at the table how she loved how whenever they go to sleep at night, Adam just kind of like perfectly cups her boobs. And I thought it was very much TMI, but okay, Tamara, go off, tell us your business or whatever. And like when he's like spooning her from the back, like he perfectly like cups them in his arms. And I'm like, okay, so there's something here about cupping, holding. Yeah, so cupping the booty, like every time they walk by. Maybe you always cup a day booty, child. You know what I mean? That could be something as well. You're always like touching their booty, or you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Because I know men are mad when women do that, but some men secretly enjoy it, right? And it's kind of like, if your man doesn't pass by and slap your butt, does he really love you? If he doesn't fondle you while you're in the kitchen or doing something when he passes by, does he really care for you? Like, is he really attracted to you? That kind of thing, you know? So you can be someone who's like very physically playful in your marriage. You're always, you know, squeezing their booty and, you know, fondling them in different places and like being very playful and teasing, you know? And that's the kind of wife or future spouse you will be. Now let's get some more cards. We just spent mad long on one card, but a lot of things were coming through. Maybe you're really good at like tapestry or like quilting or crocheting, those kinds of things. Maybe you make your own clothes, or you like, for each child that you guys have, which could be 3, because we have 3 of Pentacles coming through, that could be something. For each child that you have, you knit a sweater for them, or that would be really good. Like your traditions can be something, or routines. They love the way you guys work together really well. Like you get up and they take the kids to school, where you make the kids breakfast and get them dressed, and they pick the kids up and you help them with their homework and stuff like that. Like a very, like I said, a well-oiled machine. Like you're running a tight ship in your household between you and your future spouse together. But anyway, there's some people who like, there's one specific garment they buy to bring home all of their kids in, or to get all their kids christened in, or you knit a specific blanket with the initials of your child or the name of your child for each child that you guys have. That's like a specific tradition or a cultural tradition that you bring to the marriage that they love, you know. And then there's of course cultural things that they bring to the marriage that you could love, but we're talking about you right now. Okay, they can like give you princess treatment and make a lot of things about you. I do think this person, your future spouse, is going to be very, very, very appreciative of you, and they're going to do whatever they can to make your life as easy as possible, right? There's something here about that princess treatment, doting on you, waiting on you hand and foot. That could be a thing coming through. That could be like a kink of theirs, maybe, you know? But anyway, let's keep going. Like showing their devotion. Maybe you worry a lot. That could be something coming through as well, because the Five of Swords wants to fall out. Arts and crafts could be a big thing as well. That's something you guys do with your kids or just with them. Kids keep coming through, so you could definitely have kids with this person. We have 7 of Cups. We have Page of Swords. We have 8 of Swords. And I'm trying to figure out, they're all in reverse. I don't even think there's a need for reversals in this kind of reading, but let's see what comes through. If I put them down in reverse. 7 of Cups. Eight of Swords in reverse. I do believe Eight of Swords is another overthinking card, so you could definitely be a chronic overthinker, and that's the kind of future wife you will be, which is why in turn they love to do anything they can to make your life as easy as possible. So that kind of, makes sense. And here we have the Page of Swords in reverse. I don't really feel it. You are definitely someone who journals, is what I'm getting for you. You read a lot. That's something as well. Maybe you love to share your book talk, spicy books with them, or just your books in general. There's something here about you learning something and immediately coming and telling them the new thing you learned. You have a lot of hobbies, also something that's coming through. And like a lot of epiphanies or something about, like, you're always learning new things about yourself and the world around you. And you get very excited to share it with them. And that's something they find very adorable. But yeah, Page of Swords is someone who's always like a child, always saying, Mom, can I do this? Mom, I just got this new idea. Mom, can we paint this picture? Mom, I want to do this. That kind of like light bulbs always going off. You always discovering new things or learning a new word and telling them about it. You're always reading a new book and you learn something new in that book and you come tell them about it. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting from you guys. We have the Seven of Cups, and this is what I was speaking about, having multiple hobbies. I don't know what or how that came through, but this is the card that will give me that as well. Excuse me. Multiple hobbies. Maybe you could be a little indecisive as well. And I didn't want to say that in the beginning of this reading. Something came through that made me want to say that, but I'm like, nah. I kind of said that for group one, but I mean, like, there's a lot of us women out here, we're indecisive about things. Okay, it's kind of getting like, if they were to ask you what do you want to do or where do you want to go, it's like, I don't know, like, you choose, like, no, you choose. You're just like, I don't know. That kind of energy is coming through. But Seven of Cups is also definitely giving me, you have like a lot of dreams you want to achieve in life as well. So you're very indecisive about which one you want to start now. It's because there's so many you want to do. It's kind of like when there's so many things you have to do in life or in the world in general. You have so much to do on your list that you get overwhelmed before you could even start it. And that's kind of why we may have all these came out together. You always have a new idea for a new dream, passion of yours with these two cards coming out, Page of Swords and Seven of Cups. You always have a new idea for a new dream or a new business venture. But then before you can even get to it and start it, because the Page is the last card that we have here, which is a new idea or embarking on a new idea or reading something or learning up on something, researching something, right? We have these two cards coming out first. You have an idea. You have too many ideas, a lot of ideas sometimes. And then before you can even do it, you kind of get stuck and trapped. And look how she's holding her throat, kind of like, I don't really know what to do. Maybe you have anxiety attacks, and that's something that happens as a wife, which is why, like I said, it would also play into why they want to make your life so easy and give you princess treatment, because you don't really like, your mental space may not be the easiest to deal with at times. They don't want to add more outer, stimuli to make the inner over thinking or, the inner mess. They don't want anything on the outside to trigger what could be going on the inside, essentially. So they want to make your life as easy as possible, is kind of vibe that I'm getting. But yeah, the Eight of Swords, like anxiety, it's trapping yourself before you can even begin something. You know what I mean? It's saying, I don't have the proper tools to do this, so I'm not going to even start, when the normal thing to do, or how can I say it? The heteronormative thing to do would be to learn more about it, right? But some people aren't heteronormative, or that's not how they process it, so that's not how they think. That's not their first instinct. Oh, let me just read about it and learn more about it to embark on it. There are certain people who have like blockages when it comes to believing in themselves or embarking on new or starting new things in general, right? Or being very optimistic in life in general as well. There's people who have blockages when it comes to that. You could be one of those people, and they try to encourage you and make your life as easy as possible because they don't want you to be triggered. Like I said, they don't want the outer stimuli of your life to trigger any inner turmoil or emotions that you could already be going through on a daily basis, right? So it's definitely giving anxiety. It can be depression and stuff that you deal with, and they want to make your life as easy as possible. It could also mean you're always reading up on new things to eat healthier, or to get rid of this specific thing you have. Maybe it may not even be emotional, not menstrual. Maybe you do have PCOS. That's something coming through. But I meant to say, maybe it may not even be a mental thing. It could be a physical ailment you have, and you're always reading up on how to make it better, and always coming to them with a new idea. Or maybe they have something that's emotionally wrong with them or physically wrong with them, and you're always reading up on something and saying, hey babe, look at all these new ideas that I have for your thing that we could deal with. If you could try this, have you tried that before? Have you tried this? It's kind of giving me problem solver, you know what I mean? For everyone but yourself could sometimes be a thing. When you're a mom, you're so good at finding, solutions for everyone else's problems, your husband, your children, your family, your friends. But then when it comes to you, you kind of get stuck and need that extra help. So this person tries to be that extra help for you is what I'm getting. But yeah, like I said, 7 of Cups, you come up with an idea. Before you can even start, you're telling yourself, no, it's not a bad idea. It's not good. Maybe low self-esteem could be something coming through as well. Which is why they try to be physically, I'm hearing they try to reciprocate what you give them, but tenfold. But 10x it is what I'm hearing. Like, you are very touchy-feely with them because maybe physical touch makes you feel better. You know what I mean? And I do feel like a lot of the times the love languages we love to receive are the love languages we love to give as well. So they see, oh, if you haven't discussed it, which I'm pretty sure if you're married to someone, I would hope you discuss things such as love languages and how this person loves to receive love and also how they give love. Because I believe, like, I don't know how old I was, but I started asking people, like, what's your love language? And they're telling me, I'm like, no, what's the love language you like to receive and give? There's a difference, not just, I know love language is seen as how you like to receive love, but no, I want to know how you like to give love as well. Because I know that if that's not my particular love language, the way you like to give love is not my love language, I know you're still trying at least, It's not all about me and my love language. Maybe you're trying to show me love, but it's not computing because that's not how I want to receive love, and now we fighting. But the more you are aware of someone, the more you ask these questions, the more you're inquisitive, asking a lot of questions, reading up on people, wanting to know more about them, the more you're able to understand someone, make the best out of the situation, which is why you are their ride or die partner right here. You know what I mean? You're always with the ish. Okay, so a lot is coming through for you guys, okay? But anyway, that's what's coming through. But like I said, you have an idea, you get too much in your head, don't believe in yourself, and then you say, okay, let me just breathe and start learning more about it instead of feeling discouraged. And that's something they see you do and they just think you're beautiful. I'm hearing they think you're wonderful, Anywho, let's keep going. Sorry. I don't want to get stuck in the sappy energy. Like, there's something here about them looking at you in wonder. Like I said, you take their breath away kind of thing, It's kind of like your foot is always on their neck. So it's something here about you might have more power in the connection or marriage than they do. They're scared of losing you. Even though you may think, oh, but I'm such a burden, I'm such a bother. No, they're literally scared to lose you. You're like the breath in their lungs. Okay? Wind beneath their wings, the wind beneath their wings kind of stuff, right? And I'm shaking and I don't know why. Like, that could definitely be something that happens, that you shaking. Cause I'm like my breathing, y'all saw it started getting choppy in the beginning. I had to kind of like take a deep breath, and now, like, no matter what I'm doing, I feel like my body's like vibrating. And this only happens when I get like scared or nervous to do something, like stage fright or anxiety. And I don't have anything to be anxious about right now. I don't think so. This is how I usually feel when I'm like at home. I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's something I'm forgetting to do. Like, and it's like taking over my whole body. So that could definitely be a big thing here for you. You're like a big ball of nerves, like an oversensitive, open, raw nerve. And when someone touches it, it's like, it's painful, Maybe you're someone who is like a highly sensitive person, and you kind of experience that mostly in your body. Where others experience that in their head, you're feeling that in your body, where maybe you feel unsafe or you feel like you don't feel tethered. Untethered could be a thing as well. But I just keep shaking and I don't know why. And I'm like, maybe I should talk about it, I feel like I was also cold all day in the office. That could be something coming through as well. But I wasn't like vibrating like this. This is, like I said, how I feel when I'm like anxious about something. Like, it's like that risky text you send somebody. When you send somebody a risky text and you're waiting for their reply, you're just sitting there shaking because you don't know how they're going to respond. The anxiety. That could be something you deal with very heavily. And that's coming through for how they view you and what kind of wife you are. But I don't think it's like, it's just an observation. I only think it affects them maybe as much as you think it would, is what I'm hearing. So maybe you're scared to like be with someone or give yourself to someone because you don't know how they're going to perceive it or view you. And they're just like, that's a part of you and I love every single bit, right? Now here we have the Ace of Swords. So I think you're a genius. I heard a bloody genius. So this person could be English, from England, They have an accent, but they think you're bloody brilliant, is what I'm hearing. And yeah. But you're also very creative. You have tons and tons of ideas. Like, and this did come through group one in case you're coming from group one as well. Maybe you feel called to both. Totally understand. I want to know as much as I can about our future spouse as well. So I'm watching all the readings. Let me stop. If you are coming from group one, what up, what up? Appreciate you for watching both groups. But yeah, there's something here about you. I'm hearing, like, is this Three of Pentacles here, not to go back to the card that I spent like 9 minutes on, this always gives me a stoplight. And it's kind of like when they could ask you how you're feeling. Maybe you're someone who doesn't really know how you're feeling all the time. Because I'm being taken to Link from Rhett and Link, and how sometimes in some videos they give him an emotion board because he's always like, I don't know how I'm feeling or how this makes me feel. And they kind of gave him an emotion. They gave him a face, like disgust, anger, intrigue, happy, stuff like that. They gave him a mood board and told him to point to how he's feeling instead of trying to say it. And that could be something coming here. They ask you, how are you? Are you good? Are you okay? Are you down? It's giving green, yellow, red. And that can be like an emotional regulating system. It's something they ask you to do, to kind of always ask where you are. And maybe you are someone who has a hard time deciphering emotions. Or your person could have a hard time deciphering emotions. So one of you could be like neurodivergent. Here, or like someone could be like have autism or be on the spectrum in some kind of way. It could be you or it could be them or both of you, honestly. Because it's funny, I've been watching or seeing a lot of previews or not shows, but YouTube, how when a new movie is coming out, they do like press runs. They're doing a press run for the new, or the season 2 of Love on the Spectrum on Netflix. How the couples from that are going on different podcasts and YouTube things, and like having like the reel that you would have for like a movie premiere that's coming out, and the people go around and do like puppy interview and the Vogue thing, and that kind of thing. If you're on YouTube, other than tarot readings, they have the press junket they do with all the questions and stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, Love on the Spectrum. So they could have to ask you what you're feeling, and you point to how you're feeling. That's also something that I saw in, not even only on Good Mythical Morning. I saw it on. I know what it was. I'm trying to remember the name. It was a Kdrama I was watching, and it's like, it's okay not to be okay, or it's okay to not be okay. One of those. I think it's okay to not be okay, because I know it's okay not to be okay sounds good to me, but the way it sounded good to me was the opposite for how they did it. So it's okay to not be okay. A K-drama on Netflix, so freaking good. But the main guy for the show is in a whole lot of trouble because he was doing something. There was a girl who was like a Korean girl who was like I think she was a K-pop girl or something. And she ended up unaliving herself because of something he did, and how she was in so much debt to him, and there was like a whole thing coming out about him. And I'm like, oh, not him from my K-dramas. But anyway, his brother in the show has autism. Okay? And in specific episodes, he has to like use the emotional wheel board to ask his brother how he's feeling and point to which one he's feeling. And his brother would say anger, sadness, because he's not able to verbally say what he's feeling. So he has to point to what the person's feeling on the board. That's also come to that episode of the show. It's a really good show, child. I would recommend it for anybody. K-dramas are the ish, okay? But anyway, that's coming through as well. So maybe your person has a hard time knowing how you feel, so them like being anxious and wanting to know your guys are always good, are showing you the wheel and asking you which one you are, so they can figure out, oh, okay, that's how. Or maybe, yeah, I feel like autistic people have a hard time showing emotions that they're feeling, and you have to kind of like, I think in the show It's Okay to Not Be Okay, they sent the wheel home with his brother. And whenever he's feeling that emotion, the brother would point to it and try to mimic that emotion. So now he knows when he's angry to show that emotion. When he's sad, to show that face. And that's how they kind of like went through stuff like that. Because otherwise the brother would start like hitting himself, or he would hide in like a what is it called? He would hide in his like little cubby where he felt safe and would not come out for like hours and hours and hours. But he would just start fighting people and like hitting himself in the head. And in order for him to stop doing that, he had to like tell me what's wrong. And they use that emotional wheel to help tell them what's wrong. So that's what's coming through for you guys, okay? That could be something you may need or that your future spouse may need to help you help them help you. You know, like if you're feeling some kind of way and they can't read what you're feeling, you have to tell them how you're feeling. Now it could be the opposite. Maybe you don't know how you're feeling, they have to kind of put up so they know how you're feeling, they can help you, you know. Whew, I hope I didn't make a mess of that, but that's that. But you're a genius, and I know people who are like on the spectrum are known to be geniuses. They're very smart, so you could definitely be the person with the Ace of Swords coming through to describe you. Someone who's a genius, bloody genius. But yeah, that stop sign was giving me that. An emotional wheel, or what looks like a stop sign. They're always asking you, "You're good? You're okay? Give me a sign," you know, to let me know like where you are during the day, so I know when you're kind of like getting to like agitated or stuff like that. So very attentive lover you guys are getting, and I feel like I'm getting a bunch about both of you guys, but I feel like because you guys are so intrinsic, or you're so woven together with this Three of Pentacles, and this being the first card and the way it fell out in the beginning of the reading, this is like a big energy of your connection with this person. Teamwork, you guys have to be working together, so that's why you guys are so close, almost like inseparable but not inseparable. You're two separate individuals, yes, but you guys are so like connected, right? But yeah, anywho, now we have the Knight of Pentacles. So you're very thoughtful, is what I'm getting as well. You could be like, you talk slow, you think slow, you walk slow. There's something about you taking your time when you're doing things. So you don't rush through things. You're not someone who is, what's the word that I'm looking for? You're not impulsive at all in the slightest. You like to plan. Even though I got a little bit of spontaneity in the beginning of the reading for you guys, like one day, but it's just like you're with the ish, like, yeah, you want to leave and go on a trip somewhere. It's like, you know, that's kind of plausible, but you're not going to like jump off a cliff because your friend is telling you to jump off a cliff. Maybe you're willing to do things for your partner that you're not able to do for other people, which, I mean, that's kind of a given, isn't it? I would hope so. You know what I mean? But there's something here about that. You think things through. You're very thoughtful. I do believe you've had a job for a long time. There's something here about you planting seeds and you climbing up the ladder or putting a lot of work at work. So they love your approach to work, and your work life could be something you're very excited about, or it's a big part of your marriage. Maybe you guys work together. That would make sense. And they love your work ethic, because unless you work with someone, even if you are married, you will never truly know their work ethic. You just see them at home when they're in a connection, when they're a mother, when they're a father. You don't really see them as a worker until you work with them, you know? So this person loves your work ethic, how you look, what am I trying to say? The way you look, your attention to details, what I'm hearing, the way you are very methodical. You plan out every little minute detail. You plant every single seed. You water every single seed. You take your time. You're patient. You like to watch things grow, right? So it's kind of like you plant. You could be a gardener, maybe. And they love the way you garden your garden. The way you grow your plants, right? There's something about that that's like very like that could help you like ground yourself. But there's something here about you having something that brings you a lot of comfort when like the world becomes too much, just overwhelming. It could be art, it could be a television show, because even in that show, it's okay to not be okay. There was a specific television show the boy would his older brother would watch to make like calm him down, and it was like a child show, like a cartoon or something, and he would always watch it, and like, you know, he knew it word for word, because anytime he would have like an episode or like he was feeling, you know, unsafe, he would go back to that one television show and watch it, and it would kind of like regulate him, you know. But anyway, that's something that's coming through for you guys. That's something that's coming through for you guys. Very smart, very stylish as well, is what I'm hearing. You give like nerd aesthetic, and they love that. The glasses, the baggy shorts, the collared white button-down shirts that people wear, basically what she's wearing. How they wear a sweater over it, and they have the collared shirt under it. The way you accessorize when you wear your bows. You know, maybe you like to wear patterns. It's definitely giving, this is your look, chic. Okay? Like nerd core chic or something like that. where you look very fashionable and you put pieces together very well, and that's your attention to detail coming through. Very stylish person. That's the kind of wife you're going to be, the stylish person. Maybe you guys are both nerds, but you kind of look less nerdy than them. Or maybe you guys are both on the spectrum and both, neurodivergent, but you look like you're the more normal one than them. I'm trying to figure out the right... Heteronormative is what I used earlier, but I didn't really mean that, There's people who are neurodivergent, and then it's not neuronormative. That doesn't sound right. People who are seen as normal people, I guess, is the proper word. I really don't even know, because I never thought to look it up, because I know I'm not normal. But anyway, the people who are normal, it's funny. You look more like them, because there are people who you can tell there's like something wrong with them. Their disability is very plain to see, okay, in the way they carry themselves, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they act. Then there are people who have certain, I heard deficiencies, so maybe you're very like vitamin deficient as well. Very funny, or not, I guess. But there's people who you can tell there's something wrong or something different about them, and then there's people who are just like passing. They can pass so well, but there's something wrong with them for real, but they hide it very well. I think out of the two of you guys, you're the one that passes the most, but they're just like, you know what I mean? They're like, how does she do it? How does she dress normal and fit in? But it's from years of assimilation, and your person may have never tried to assimilate, so it's hard for them to understand, but you could like not want to be the odd one out, so you try to assimilate. But you guys do bond, and how can I say it? You bond and connect over certain shared... I keep hearing deficiencies. It's not the proper word. I don't know how to say it. But you know what I mean. You guys bond over having those same things in common, but you're more good at hiding it, I guess I could say, okay? Now we have Knight of Swords, another very intelligent, fast-moving card coming through. And the Knight of Swords can usually be known as impulsive, but I don't think you're impulsive. I do think you could have, like, outbursts, maybe. And that's something coming through, and that's something that they can, like, think of when they think of you. Someone who, like, says the first thing that comes to their mind. They're very honest, blunt, to the point. You can't lie is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this as well. It's not really giving me you don't think before you do. I do believe you do think a lot before you do. But for you, this Knight of Swords in this context is giving me you don't lie. You're very truthful, very blunt. You're very to the point, and you can't lie, or you don't want to. You don't care to sugarcoat things. And they love that about you, honestly. But this could also just mean you go after what you want as well. And I do believe after you get past certain blockages or limiting beliefs, or traumas or stuff like that, you're able to like fully go after what you want, because there's something here about your work ethic that they really do admire. You work really hard, or you work really smart is what I'm hearing. But there is something here about you being stuck in your mind with the Eight of Swords. There's something, the Eight of Swords is a stuck energy where you're trapped, you're blindfolded, you're tied up, and there's no place to go. But look at how she's looking in the mirror at herself. That's not how she actually is, So maybe some of you could deal with like body dysmorphia as well. Like your person's telling you you're so freaking beautiful and gorgeous. You really don't believe it. That's not how you see yourself. But believe them. I mean, you can never tell someone they're lying when it comes to stuff like that. If they say you're beautiful, then that's what they said. Okay. Thank you. I'll get the belt real quick. Don't play with me, group 2. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. You could be a fast runner, or maybe you're just a runner in general. Track, maybe running kind of helps you clear your mind. Also, not also, why sound like that with an accent? That's crazy. You can have an accent. Or sometimes you slip into an accent. But anyway, horseback riding can be important. Here we have fork in the road. There can be something here about you having like very particular eating habits that you like, or just specific foods you like to eat. And it's definitely giving me how some people who could be on the spectrum or neurodivergent are very particular, and they like to eat the same things, and they're creatures of comfort, right? And that could be something as well for you. You could also be a really good cook, fork in the road coming through. I'm not really taking these in like the general sense of the word, but whatever comes to mind when I'm looking at the image is what I'm going to be saying. So don't take it generally, a fork in the road. But it's definitely giving you have like impeccable manners is what I'm hearing. You know which spoon and which fork and which knife does what, okay? Now we have power. You got the power over me, mama. Everything you something, it resides in those eyes. You got the power over me. You do have power over them. And I think that was coming through earlier where I'm like, they're terrified of losing you, excuse me. Your person is terrified of losing you. They're also very attracted to you as well with all this orange coming through, which is sacred chakra energy. And that's that they wanna, I'm hearing horn dog. You ain't nothing but a horn dog. Crying all the time. I'm done. But that can be something here about your person is a horn dog. That's funny. Or they feel that way, or maybe you are. This is about you. I keep picking up your person as well. I do believe you guys are very intertwined in each other. We have a win-win. That's kind of how they feel about you and your connection. They won, you won as well. It's a win-win situation. And maybe you like to ask each other those kinds of questions that tie you in a bind, because we have the chicken, which came first, chicken or the egg. We don't know, but you guys would like to have those kind of debates. You're giving a debater with all these swords energy coming through. You're very much like a mind person. Maybe you're a mind reader sometimes. And that's something that's coming through for them. You read their mind. And here we have seek a higher power. I'm hearing you're superstitious, because this ladder immediately gave me, when you walk under a ladder, you have like 7 years of bad luck or something. So you can be someone who's very superstitious. And that's something they see in you as a wife or a future spouse, okay? And at the bottom of the deck, we have cha-cha-cha, you love to dance. I'm hearing slow dancing in the kitchen. There's a lot of songs coming through when I said that one thing, when I thought of that, dance in the kitchen. I'm hearing slow dancing in a burning room. I'm hearing... Is this slow dance? You spinning me around the room. Closer, well, hold up. Would you stay with me a secret girl? I think it's slow dance. And there's like a lot of songs coming through. I have a lot of songs on my Spotify with slow dance in them. And that's why they're all coming through at once. There's another song with like Ava Max and something Mitchell, AJ Mitchell in it, where it's like dance or slow dance. A lot of them. If I remember them, I'll put them in the comments, okay? But a lot of songs are coming through. Slow dance, it could be a big thing as well. Okay, let's see what card this is that fell out. And we have avoid obstacle. Yeah, look at that. Black cats and ladders. Superstitious. That's something coming through for you guys. You're very superstitious. Very superstitious. Writings on the wall. Exactly. Very superstition. And that could be your culture coming through. You sharing your culture with them. Because I know my culture, Caribbean culture, I have mad superstitions. We have 6th house. You're very clean. You're very cleanly. You're very tidy. You like to clean a lot. Body odor, washing up, clean clothes, brushing teeth. Hygiene is the word I'm looking for. I'm like, maybe if I say them out loud, the word will come through. You're very hygienic. You like to keep things clean, not messy. Work ethic. Work is also coming through as well. Everyday life is coming through as well, okay? Like I said, you run a tight ship. You're making sure your house is always clean. You don't play those games. And it's just because maybe having a clean house, and helps you have a sound mind is what I'm hearing. Like clean house, sound mind, right? So even if you do have kids, you better keep the house clean now, okay? I'm also hearing PTSD for some of you, and I'm also hearing CPTSD. So complex PTSD, and that freaking reminds me of something that I was supposed to say earlier. Something that I was supposed to say earlier when I came to this stop sign here. So there's a specific thing that I was learning when I started like taking a psychotherapy class, and he's like, stop. Like when you're like, you feel yourself spiraling or getting crazy, it's like, stop. It's like I think it is STOP. It's like a thing. Hold on, let me look it up. Okay, so I was right. There's a specific method that you use in psychotherapy when you feel your emotions are in control or taking over control. You're not in control of them anymore. So it's stop, take a breath, observe, and proceed mindfully. So stop what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're going to do. If you're going to send a risky text to somebody, or you're going to go jump, or not jump, oh my gosh, you're going to cut somebody out or something, stop. After you stop everything you're doing. Like stop, drop, and roll. Stop. Pause. Okay? Then you take a breath. You observe. What am I doing? What is the problem? What is affecting this? What is triggering this? Why am I acting like this? What has triggered this kind of energy? And then P is what did they say? P was proceed mindfully, right? So once you observe that, what could have triggered this action, why you're acting this way, what trauma of yours is triggering this, what made you feel unsafe in the first place or triggered, boom, then you can proceed mindfully and change it, or not send the text you're going to send, or not act out the way you're going to act out. But it's important to take these steps first and foremost. This is only like I'm hearing preemptive. It's only something that's like, it's not like a tried and true thing. I think it is, but it's also something that's like in the first steps of psychotherapy. It's not like, this is something that you can do for yourself. You don't have to really go to like a therapist or psychotherapist and like, need their help. It's something you could do for yourself in the moment that will stop you from spiraling any further. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's not something, it's like a treatment or cure-all is what I'm trying to say. Because it is a treatment in some kind of way, right? Bruh. Anyway, that's what was coming through. But that's what this stop sign light gave me. It's like your person's gonna ask you, are you okay? But also that could be something you do, okay? Something you've learned to do. We have second house. So maybe you're gonna be someone who's very financially abundant and stable, and that's what this work and job is gonna be coming through. Because that did definitely come through for you guys, where you could be abundant. But secure is definitely giving financial. You have like you could be like a little materialistic. You like to buy stuff. Maybe you buy stuff to fill a hole inside of you, or this person loves buying stuff for you, or your future spouse just sees you as a shopaholic, child, and that's fine, because that's your business, not theirs. Thank you. Let me stop. Here we have the same thing that came through in group 1, which is North Node, which is destiny, what you're destined to do, what you're destined to become, destined to learn, who you're destined to be with. And the example that I use in group 1 is that this person considers you their soulmate, their fated partner, someone they were meant to be with, of course, so they married you, right? But it's kind of like, it gives me a horseshoe at the bottom of a horse's foot, and how they're seen as magnetic. And if you were to break it apart and put it in two separate people, those people would have no choice but to be connected to each other because it's magnetic, and they're not going to feel safe or whole until they snap back together and form a full horseshoe or North Node symbol. Okay, that's what I was getting for group 1. That's kind of what I'm getting for you guys as well. It's definitely giving more, you guys are more like two become one vibes, right? You've been together for a long time, or you've known each other for a long time. You've grown up for a long time. You've been married for a long time. There's something about you guys being almost one person, which is why your person kept coming through more so than you, or more than they were in group 1. It's like your guys are the same person in a way, but it's because you guys are so connected, and so it's like your connection is so deep, right? Which is why they wouldn't be able to imagine their life without you, okay? But now we have the moon. Your emotions are something that is coming through a lot. So, like I said, regulated emotions, you could help them regulate their emotions, but you're a very emotive and emotion-full person. Emotional? Like, why did I just say emotion-full? That's crazy. Maybe you make up your own words, child, because not me saying emotion-full, there's literally a word called emotional. Like, stop playing. You got me so emotional all over. Deep under my skin, you got me so emotional. I found something that never happened. Emotional by Charlie XCX is coming through. That never happened. If only we could lose control. Something like that. But anyway, that song's coming through. Now we have Pisces coming through. Yeah, there's something here about you guys always being like, I'm hearing in La La Land maybe. This is also giving like sing-songy again with this Pisces energy. I picked up the dice and now I'm like hearing someone who's always daydreaming, someone who's always in their head, someone who's like always looking on the bright side of things, or someone who's like maybe a little delusional, maybe. I'm hearing something from reality. Back to reality. No, someone who is out of touch with reality. I don't think that's what I'm getting. Maybe you do have a tendency to like detach sometimes. Because like I said, you're someone who's very deeply in your body, and that as along with someone who's very emotional can be very disconcerting, because when you're too grounded and you're feeling everything in your body at once, you can't escape. It's like, what is it called, paralysis, when you're sleeping and there's like a demon on your chest and you're just like, why can't I move, why can't I leave, like why am I stuck in this perpetual hell kind of energy. It's terrifying. So being grounded is cute and everything until you're like stuck in this horrible energy every day of your life, and you're having an anxiety attack because you're too much in your body and your body's rebelling against you, and now it's ghetto. So maybe you do need to find like things that allow you to be out of your head for a lot of the time, and that's really great for you, and your future spouse like helped you get there, or that's something that they're acknowledging about you in this reading. Confirmation is what I'm hearing. What the hell? We have Pisces coming through a freaking again? Guys, what's going on here? You're so imaginative and creative, maybe. I'm hearing out of touch. I am screaming. Maybe you're someone who's like, how can I describe it? A little crazy. Maybe you're someone who's like a little crazy, a little delusional. Hopeless romantic is also coming through. I'm just a hopeless romantic. Hopeless Romantic by Meghan Trainor is coming through, specifically that song. There's also a song, so sorry, called Hopeless Romantic by Sam Fisher that could be coming through as well for you guys. But 2 Pisces coming through back to back. Lord, Pisces rules the 12th house. So there could be something here about you being very much into psychology. Maybe you are a psychologist. Maybe you're always bringing your homework with you, bruh. Maybe you're always bringing your work home with you, and that's why they know of these specific tactics and skills that you learned at work, and something that helped you with your clients today, and that kind of thing. That can be a very big thing coming through for you guys. You could work with kids, or you could work with like art therapy is what I'm hearing as well. I'm also hearing somatic therapy could be something that you guys work with as well, or something you've learned to do to heal yourself, you know. But there's definitely something here about the psyche, darkness, dealing with dark thoughts, being in a dark mind space a lot of the time. That could be something that they're acknowledging about you in this reading, okay? And that has caused you like maybe seek a higher power. Maybe you have a dark childhood or a dark like past or history or something, you know? And that's something that this person like acknowledges about you. But there's something here about you seeking understanding for an ailment that you guys have. And that's how we have this Page of Swords, this Ace of Swords. You kind of cracked the code. Is the vibe that's coming through, maybe? Because you're giving genius level intellect coming through here for you guys. So you've cracked the code for other people, or you've cracked the code for yourself, or because you cracked the code for yourself, you were able to crack the code for other people. It's taking me to a movie that I saw, Words on Bathroom Walls, where it's about a boy who in high school who has schizophrenia, and we're basically seeing the disease through his eyes, and he's like trying to bring awareness to it, because when we see people on the streets or on the subway, especially in New York, people who talk to themselves are so out of touch with reality. Look at that. Maybe you could have one of those diseases. Maybe you have schizophrenia or BPD or something like that. One of those diseases of the mind, which is the first thing that came through for you guys for real. But it's kind of like how in this Ace of Swords, she's finding a light at the end of the tunnel for this endless maze in her mind. She's finding some light, some clarity, some understanding, an epiphany, eureka moment for the darkness, how to shed light on the darkness. So that could be something you have come to, which is why they're looking at your work in some kind of way, because it took you a long time to get there with this Knight of Pentacles, but because you didn't stop with this Knight of Swords, you were able to get there. Okay, that makes sense. Look at that coming through. But there's something I was saying about something. Yeah, you came through with in the movie, right? people who have schizophrenia, there's specific cocktails of medicines that will work for one person. It's not going to work for everyone. So it's kind of something you have to keep testing out, and it's different for everyone. So you may have found something that works for you that doesn't really include medicine, because medicine is very tricky, y'all. And it's something that you're teaching others to do as well. And I do believe like somatic therapy was supposed to be something like that. Something that's like that helps people that wasn't used in like mainstream, or isn't used in mainstream therapy or something like that. And it's something someone could have come up with, or to help people who are like have trauma and have a hard time processing their emotions, and for people who are self-aware but still don't allow themselves to really dive deep into the things that they have triggered them. You can be like, oh yeah, I've gone through this and I've gone through that, and I've come on the other side. It's cool. Like, I know my triggers and I know what I've been through, but are you allowing yourself to feel it? Are you really allowing yourself to go back to those times and like process those emotions properly? You can be self-aware but still not healing, if that makes sense. And I do feel like maybe you are self-aware and healing, and that's the difference between you and I guess other people. And that's what's making your partner like love you even more, or hold so much admiration for you, because you've been through things and you're self-aware, but you're also healing because of that self-awareness, instead of being like, oh yeah, I've been through that, and saying it. And it's like, yeah, you can say it, but have you healed from it? Or have you felt it? Have you cried? Have you released it? There's a difference out here in these streets, guys, okay? So that could be something you taught them, and that's why it's coming through, But anyway, the Pisces energy coming through has to do with a lot of heavy things. And that could be something you deal with in your life, in your job, from your past, something like that. And it's something they like connect to you. And that's why we have the moon. The moon as well as the 12th house, they're both supposed to be hidden, things in the dark, right? So you could handle or deal with those kinds of taboo, or why I keep saying things weird. Somebody has an accent and they love like when you like slip into some twang, Because I'm like, I forgot what I said now, but I said something that sounded like weird. I'm like, I don't talk like that. But anyway, like when you switch into the taboo or things that aren't like wide stream or mainstream, like astrology or psychology, even though it's becoming more mainstream, but it's still like deep into astrology, not like surface level astrology, deep astrology you guys are getting into, or psychology. Am I saying astrology? Both. There's surface level astrology and psychology, and it's like getting deeper is what you guys do. You really delve in and study things, and that's something they definitely admire and love about you as well. But maybe sometimes you take on too many projects is what I'm hearing as well. Around the house or just in work. I can't. Whoo boy. Yeah. But you're definitely a trooper. You're like going through the trenches with this person. They're going through the trenches with you. It's just like a lot of work all the time. It's like a lot of heavy lifting, but at the end of the day, it makes things lighter for both of you. So it's something they're willing to go through with you, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, I talk too much, but I'm glad I like the reading as I got it. You know what I mean? I liked what I got from the reading. I meant to say, maybe you be jumbling up your words sometimes too, or it's hard for you to actually say what you mean. Because I've been trying to say that the whole reading, and I keep getting like my words keep getting jumbled up or something. So that could be something coming through as well. You get messages very fast like me. You try to say them fast and they get like la Baymax. Oh, I can't. I'm done because this reading can't get any longer. Stop playing. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. As always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3 or the number 3 or however you got here, welcome. Today's reading is going to be about how will you be as a wife, but more specifically, how will your future spouse perceive you as their wife, okay? That's probably the best way that I've articulated that since I started these readings, okay? So maybe you articulate yourself really well. You're a really good explainer. You explain things really well. That sounded wrong after I was on a good streak. You're a really good explainer. Like, I think that's the proper way to say it. There's nothing else I could think of for, you're a really good communicator. You're a really good speaker, stuff like that. Okay, you're very well spoken. You're very outspoken. Yeah. But anyway, you know how to explain and articulate yourself quite well, okay, is what I would leave that at. So we're going to get into that some more, about how do they perceive you as a wife or their wife, and that will also tie into what kind of wife you will be to your future spouse, okay? Now, if you are watching for, you're not a girl, and you want to know how your future wife perceives you, just take the messages that I say and flip them to however it fits for you. Mostly women watch these readings. At least I think a good amount of men watch my readings too, which always surprises me. I'm like, hey, what y'all doing? What up? What up? Let me stop. But for real, what up, bro? Okay. But if you want to watch for how your future wife will perceive you, just flip what I say. I don't think I was very gender specific in any of these readings, but if I was, I apologize. But just take it and flip it, okay? Now let's get into it. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot card. Maybe you're very funny. You're always giggling. Maybe you nervous giggle. Maybe you laugh when you're nervous, and that's something they've picked up on as you being a person. As your future spouse. Gosh. I was on the streak too. Anyway, with the Chariot at the bottom of the deck, you're very adventurous, okay? You speak your mind. Like I said, you're very outspoken, and you articulate yourself very well. So when you are upset, when you are sad, your future spouse will know about it because you will tell them. Where other people would drop hints, you're dropping bombs in the form of words, telling them how bad they screwed up. You're dropping fully formed letters is what I'm hearing. You do not hint. You're very blunt and straightforward with how you're feeling and what they did wrong with this person. And I love that. Like, for real. Okay? Maybe you go from laughing to being, like, serious. Maybe some of you are actors or thespians, you know? Just naturally in life, you're quite the character. You don't have to be an actual actor or actress or, you know, aspiring actor or actress. You could be. But it's just giving you very, like, you giggle and then you're very serious. And, like, you go from one emotion to the next. And people are like, wow, you're quite the character, you know? Or your future spouse, that's what they're saying, as you being their husband or their wife, whatever. But anyway, Chariot card. It's also giving how you have, like, layers to you, how sometimes it's dark and sometimes it's, like, light. I do believe you have two sides to you through your person, your future spouse's eyes, the kind of wife, husband, whatever you're going to be. It's going to be, and I feel like to differentiate in this group. So we may have more men watching this group than the other two groups, because I keep thinking wife. I'm like, okay, wait, there's men too, and husband or wife, whatever, you know? So yeah, but anyway, for you guys, you have a light side and you have a dark side. So maybe you're moody is what I'm hearing. And that's you quickly go from giggling to, like, being very serious and straight faced, you know? Chariot is also Cancer energy, I believe, if I remember correctly. I do believe it's Cancer energy. So there is something, like, very, I'm hearing you could turn your emotions off very well. So there are parts of you that are, like, very deep and very emotional. And that's the brooding, dark horse we have here, and sometimes he's leading the charge, but most of the time I feel like they're equal footing. But I think for some reason the white horse looks a little farther ahead than the dark horse. So wherever your light is, your shadow's not that far. It's also giving you integrated them pretty well. So that's why you're easily able to flip and switch between the two of them. You're not someone who hides the dark parts of you, and that's something your future spouse adores, is what I'm hearing. They love that, because they want to see every single part of you. You're the kind of person who's actually showing your future spouse every single part of you. While other people pretend to, or say they, for better or worse, you actually mean it. You know what I mean? That's what's coming through. Some of you could also, like, have dandruff or, what do you call it? Not shed, because you're not a freaking animal. Or maybe you are. Maybe you love head rubs, because now I'm giving myself a head rub shot, and you know you love a good head rub. So it is giving puppy. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. You like head rubs, but, like, dandruff could be something you deal with, because I was, like, rubbing the side of my face, and the edge control that I used this morning, like, you know, left a little, you know, so just gotta dust your shoulders off. That could be something you do as well. You dust off conflict really well. You're not someone who holds grudges, and that's something that, you know, a future spouse could appreciate in a person. That's the first time it's coming through, though, which I love. I love all the three groups to be different. I don't want the same things coming through, y'all. But yeah, you dust your shoulders off. You're very, like, oh my gosh, I heard hedonistic. You're very greedy. That sounded so wrong for me to just stop there. You're so greedy. Period. The end. You're just greedy. That's it. They said what they said. That is hilarious. Okay, I'm done. Let me clarify what I meant by that, okay? For when you're hedonistic, you want to experience everything. You don't want to stop. You want to keep going, and that could be when it comes to your like sexual appetites or food, of course, or just living life and traveling and going on adventures, which is what I was getting with the Chariot card. You're very adventurous, but back to what I was saying. You're very greedy and lustful for life. You love experiences. You love indulging the five senses. You could love shopping, eating, bleeping. Let me stop. Effing. Let me stop. And that's just you. Like, you're like, why not say it? What's the problem here? Like, we're grown. We're all adults here. And we all should be. Okay? If you're not 18, clog your ears right now. But disregard what I said because you're not grown. Okay? But anyway, yeah, you're just very greedy. Like, when it comes to, like I said, your sexual appetite, you're greedy for them. You're greedy for it. Like, you're coming and taking it. You know what I mean? You're very assertive. You are the person who is, whether you're a female or a masculine, you are initiating when you want some good, okay? That's it. I'm hearing sloppy toppy, good day, and I said good day. We're not getting there. We're not going there. When you want something, you go after, and that is in everything that you do in life. Not even just the 18 plus, not even just the work, not even just the life, everything you do, okay? I'm hearing maybe you even like to have like a lot of kids or something like that. Whew, sometimes you may bite off more than you can chew is what I'm hearing as well. That's very funny. But back to this Cancer energy, you feel very deeply, but I do believe you're able to turn that off very easily and come off as like very cold sometimes. So that could be something you could kind of, if you know it already, good. You could be yourself aware already. But if that's something you're not aware of, you can be like sometimes like a robot, Or it could just be where you're feeling a bit too much. You have to turn off your emotions for a little bit. Your future spouse like can tell, or they feel that, Because sometimes when you are cutting off your emotions, it may feel like to them, you're cutting off your connection with them. It's like, nah, I'm just feeling too much right now, bro. Life is life in right now. It has nothing to do with you. I just need a break kind of energy. And they take it to heart, So you may have a sensitive partner, okay? So keep that in mind when you're feeling overwhelmed. Just let them know, because sometimes it may seem like you're rejecting them. Then when you're ready and when you're hungry and when you're greedy for something, you come in and take in from their sensibilities, and they're just like, "Oh, hold up now. I thought you were mad at me. No, I just needed some time for myself. I need to recharge. Oh, okay. I feel like you are very vocal about that kind of stuff. Maybe it's just them that internalizes certain things. But just be as open as you can to this person, and just try to help them understand you as much as they can, so they don't end up getting their feelings hurt. Because you're going to be married to like somebody that gets butt hurt. Okay, just putting it out there. Anyway, we have Three of Cups. Interesting. You're a very good time. You're very outgoing. You're very extroverted. You're very friendly. You like to talk to people. But on the other hand, you're also very reserved and turned off and subdued and tell people to mind their business and very private. So it's kind of like this person can sometimes get whiplash because you change mood so quickly. Very moody person. My group threes. You're a moody future spouse, wife, husband. Okay. Interesting. All these cards just flying out. Am I taking them? We have a Page of Pentacles. You're also very grounded, or you take time to yourself to get grounded. It's like giving me a meditative card. It's giving me yoga, okay? It's giving me just sitting in quiet, sitting out in nature. You could be a very big nature person, okay? I'm going to be try to say person, not woman or man. But you're a very nature person. You like to be surrounded by nature. Maybe that's something they love about you as well, because they're very nature oriented. It's very hard out here to find people who like nature. Everybody want to be in the house. Everybody want to be in the club. Everybody want to be in a bar. I'm like, how about we just go out and sit in the park? Like, how about that? That's free, right? Like, people get on my nerves. And that's something you like. You like to go hiking. You like to go camping. You like to go bungee jumping is what I'm hearing, mountain climbing, stuff like that. Stuff that like involves your body and moves your muscles and you're out in nature, swimming in lakes and stuff like that, and rivers is what I'm hearing. Taking a quick dip, a dip in the pool, a trip to the spa, The whole world according to moi. She's like, ding, thank you. Something imported from Turkey, imported from Maine. Summer like never before. I want more. See, hedonistic. Exactly. It's so fabulous. That is my simple request. All things fabulous, bigger and better and best. So you're the person that wants the big house. You want all the trimmings, all the trappings. You want to fill the house up with stuff. Kids, toys, TVs, rugs, quilts. You're the person going to the store and buying a new blanket, and your husband is like, why? Or your future person's like, why do you keep buying blankets? You can never have enough blankets. You can. Group 3, stop the madness. Okay? As someone who's a shopaholic herself, there's a certain point where it gets to be ridiculous. Behave. Thank you. And that's the kind of what they want to tell you. Like, stop buying stuff. Gosh. Pissing me off. Let me stop. I'm hearing that Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. SpongeBob, you're spending all my monies. So your husband could be like the main breadwinner, the provider, or whatever you want to call it. Or even if it's your money. I feel like when you're married, it's like your money or our money, whatever you want to call it. And they're just like, SpongeBob, stop spending me money. Like, we didn't need this. Why? Right? Page of Pentacles. Okay. Maybe a little immature in spending. With Paige being like the novice, the first of the courts. You get a little bit of money, you spend it. Maybe you're bad at saving, putting money away. And your person's like, we gonna be broke if you keep spending like that. And they're like, obviously we still have it. We haven't gone broke yet, right? Like, your logic is very funny, okay? Anywho, like you're girl mathing to the bank. I'm hearing in all the something cry, wee, all the way home. You're crying girl math to the bank, to the store, and back home, right? And you're like, well, I spend it and it comes right back, right? That kind of logic. I love it for you. But your response is like, relax, okay? Whew, that's funny. I don't know these ones. We got 3 of Pentacles. This kind of came through in group 2. So you may feel called group 2. I really went on a whole tangent with this one card. Not a tangent in a bad way, but there was a lot of messages surrounding this one card. You're definitely a team player. You see marriage as an equal partnership. You're not putting more responsibilities on your future spouse. What you expect from a partner is what you're also putting in. So that's something they definitely appreciate and respect you for. This person has a lot of respect for you, because the word respect keeps coming through in my head. So a lot of respect. They respect you, okay? And that's also a good thing, a big thing. They're always checking in with you, or you're always checking in with them. Since this is about you as a future wife, you're always checking in with your person. I do believe because it's equal in partnership, they're checking in on you as well. What you give out or what you expect you give to people. Here we have the 6 of Wands. It's like you're the most popular one. You're the popular mom. You're the PTA mom. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you're the most... Everyone loves you is what I'm hearing. And that's the kind of future wife or spouse you are. And that ties into the 3 of Cups. You have to go out and have a good time. Your friends are also going to be a big part of your marriage. That's coming through with the 3 of Cups as well. Going out drinking. Maybe you're the one... Bro, I can never catch a break, bro. Like, okay, so there's a video on that I saw on Instagram 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I sent it to my best friend because it was hilarious. So basically, it was a guy who was sitting in bed, and he was like, when your girl... So you know how they say on social media when they do like a real POV, you're minding your business at home, and your girl comes home from brunch, and she is drunk off her rocker. She is like singing real deep in a deep voice, saying, I'm gonna eat you down or something. And he's like, as soon as he hears her coming, he like hides under his blanket and goes to sleep. And then she comes in singing, I'm gonna eat you, and I'm gonna... Whatever she's saying in her voice, very sexual thing she's saying in her voice, okay? In her really demon voice, okay? He's pretending to be asleep. And then she kind of like drags down the blanket. And then like yanks him, and we just see him go out of frame. It's always funny every time I see it. And it's kind of like you are a menace when you go out with your friends and drink and have brunch, or just go out at night, and your boyfriend, or not boyfriend, this is husband, sorry, I'm so sorry, they're at home, and it's kind of like you come home intoxicated, you're just like ready to pounce on them, and like you get into like this demon hedonistic mode when you're right, like I said, when you want it, you're coming to get it from this person. And they're like, oh, and they're like, they know the deal already. So he's like, oh, you're you're coming home from brunch. He went from reading his book to under them covers fake snoring so she wouldn't come bother him. That girl was still was drunk, singing in her demon voice, talking about how she gonna eat him up, and like something about hitting the back of her throat, something like that. I'm like, oh, Miss Ma'am, relax, but go off, period. And he's like under his blankets, like shaking. And first she yanks the blanket, and then all of a sudden, because she yanks him too. It's the funniest thing ever. That's what you guys are giving. When you go out and drink and have fun with your friends, you come home on some demon time, and you're not playing with them. You're walking through the door, taking off your shoes, singing in your demon voice what you're going to do to them. And they're just like, oh no, she's here. And they're hiding under their blanket. You know what I mean? Because they're just like, ugh, she going to wear me out, y'all. Yeah, okay. But anyway, that's what the Six of Wands is definitely giving me. I do believe you may be the more attractive one in the marriage, if that makes sense. Like, you're the prize, is what the Six of Wands is definitely giving me. You're the one that's on the stage. You won the wreath. You could be a performer as well, and that's something that they're telling you is going to happen in your future. You're a performer, and they're just the person behind it, because they have to be behind you, behind stage, right, for them to get this picture of you. They're backstage taking a picture of your back with your adoring fans there. So they're your biggest fan is what I'm hearing. Your number one fan. Your biggest supporter. So you could definitely be, and I was talking about a thespian, yeah. So you could be someone who performs, or you sing, or you're an actor, or you're you could literally be on Broadway or something. You do skits of your own. I was talking about a skit on Instagram, and that's something they cheer you on wholeheartedly, because we have partners who want to be a part of the process, so they could be the one filming you. And there's partners who don't want to be a part of it at all. Your partner is giving, oh, you want to do this? Okay, I'm going to support you in any way that I can. You need me to set up the camera? Fine. You need me to edit it? Okay. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But yeah, Six of Wands is giving you're the prize, and your person like treats you that way. And they're very much aware that you're the prize. They should be glad they have you, is the kind of energy coming through for you guys, okay? So yeah. And you're very hot, because we have the fire burning as well. I'm hearing Finnick Odair when I heard hot. So Girl on Fire from Hunger Games, that's Katniss Everdeen, but I'm hearing Finnick Odair. So maybe if some of you are men, you're giving... Can you not stop stomping on that thing outside? Ugh, how annoying. You're giving Finnick Odair from Hunger Games, the second movie, right? And he was like very charming, very sexy, very roguish, very like brutish, if you will, like very like antagonizing as well. So that could be how your future wife will perceive you if you're a man. Very prideful, very helpful, very hard nut to crack, very protective, because he wasn't playing when it came time to protect that girl. I don't know if that was his lover or just like someone he cared about. But he was very protective of that old girl that had to come back in the second Hunger Games to fight or whatever. When they brought back past champions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He was a Finnick Odair. If you don't know him, look him up or watch the series. It's a very good series. It's not that bad, honestly. Hunger Games, not my favorite, but I love it. Like, whenever I watch it, I always end up, like, crying. Especially when it gets to parts with, like, Katniss and Peeta in, like, the last movie where I'm not gonna tell y'all in case I haven't watched it, but y'all know. If y'all know, if you know, you know. With Peeta and Katniss and her being an annoying heifer, and with Gale and girl. Like, those love triangle movies used to be running rampant when we were growing up in high school. It's so fucking annoying. I hate love triangles. We don't play those games. You could also be very possessive of this person. You're like, I wish you would. Okay, you're mine. That's it. Very possessive. I'm getting big Leo vibes from the Six of Wands card. So you could be like a Leo, or you're hard to miss. You're very sociable, but you're also like, you have a lot of heart. You're very loyal, okay? That kind of thing. But your people are very appreciative of your looks. This is what I just heard. That could be the very demure way to say you're hot, okay? You're sexy. You're a hot commodity. Everybody's like, oh, your wife is so sexy. Your husband is so hot. And people are like, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's my man, my girl. Okay. You're very creative. You're very cutesy is also what I'm hearing. You're very cutesy. You're very like a girly girl is what I'm hearing as well. You're doing the makeup, the hair. When it's time for them to get ready and go out, they're waiting for you hours to get ready if you're the female coming through here. You know, you have long hair, you take care of it. And that's just about it, honestly. You're doing the makeup. You're like, it's giving fashionista kind of energy where you have like a lot of clothes. Like I said, you always buying stuff. So it's going to take them some time to wait for you to get ready. You're the wife that they're waiting hours for to get ready. And then you're getting mad at the end of it when they still have to put on their shoes when you're ready. And I understand the women who get upset at that. I'm like, man, I was taking 2 hours to get ready. You were sitting around 2 hours with no shoes on. And you expect me not to be upset when I'm ready to go and you still have to put your shoes on. You had 2 hours to put your shoes on. What are you doing? Okay? Anyway, you guys can have like little petty arguments like that. Because I know men are like, oh, you should be able to wait a few minutes for me to put my shoes on. No. The principle of the matter is that you had 2 hours to put your shoes on while I was getting ready. Why am I now done getting ready and your shoes aren't on? That's the question. Not, oh, I was waiting 2 hours for you. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about why you're not ready. But you had 2 hours to put a shoe on. Sure, don't piss me off because I'm getting upset. Now I'm getting upset because it's common sense. Okay? Thank you. Not because you waited for me, I should wait for you. No. You have 2 hours. When I'm ready to go, we should be out the door. You should be in the car and the car should be warming up. You should be getting out to open my door. Like, definitely you expect princess treatment from your future spouses when I'm getting, and they're just like, oh, I guess. Like, I'm gonna open her door and all that kind of stuff. You know, like, begrudgingly, but they still like to do it. Or maybe they don't, but you demand it. And that's one period. Anyway. We have Knight of Pentacles. Wow, these exact cards. Wait. These exact cards came through for group 2. Maybe not the Page of Wands. This came through for group 1. Maybe you're a good dancer with the Page of Wands coming through. You're full of ideas. I'm hearing you're chock full of ideas. You could also be a cheerleader. This is the first time that's ever come through. But the Six of Wands next to the Page of Wands giving cheerleader to me. So maybe like you're their own personal cheerleader. Maybe you guys do dress up. I wouldn't put it past y'all, you little freaks. But the Knight of Swords is definitely someone who goes after what they want. You are impulsive. This card came through group 2, wasn't giving impulsive. For you, it is. Like, you want something, you're gonna get up and do it right now. You want ice cream, you're gonna go get ice cream and drag everybody with you. You know what I mean? You come up with a harebrained scheme, you're dragging everybody along with you. And here we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is definitely someone who's patient. I'm hearing love is patient, love is kind, love does not take away or whatever. That saying. Let me look it up. So it says, love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Okay? So that's the verse that I'm hearing from the Bible. That could be what your love is. Okay? Maybe some of you, like, one person's more successful than the other, gets more notoriety, but it's like no one is above the other person is kind of what I'm getting. Okay? So let's see what else comes through for your group. What kind of future spouse will they be? Please, Spirit, my group 3s. We have 5 of Wands, competitive. I do get this vibe from you guys. Like, you're like coming up with little things. Like, you're giving the couple on social media that are always like doing little pranks on each other. So pranking can be important. You have like a very playful air to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hearing defiant. You don't back down easily kind of energy. It's kind of like I'm hearing people have to earn your submission is kind of what I'm getting as well. Because you're usually like, your personality is very dominant when it comes to like everything you do, when it's work, when it comes to like, you know, social ability, but maybe when it comes to a connection, maybe you're more submissive, you know what I mean? But someone has to earn your submission. You're not going to just submit to any old body. But I feel like this person has earned your submission. They kind of like love kind of telling you what to do. And you push back. I'm not even going to lie. You push back, okay? You are definitely giving someone like fiery, a fiery spirit, a spitfire. You talk back, you argue, you clap back, you tease, you maybe make fun of them, that kind of thing. And that's just the kind of connection that you guys have. It's like you guys can rib each other back and forth. It's not going to be like a big old thing. It's not going to be a big hoopla, right? Like, you guys can't even see the cards or nothing. That's crazy. Okay, it's still light outside, but it's getting a little dark. So maybe just turn on a little light so you can see a little better. Oh, I didn't think this through. There needs to be something to hold it. And now we're going to be lopsided. Oh no. The hills are alive. Give me a second. Okay, we fixed that problem. But you like to win. So when it comes to like arguments and things like that, you love to win. So definitely very competitive. You like to climb the ladder is what I'm getting. So you could also be very active, very sporty, maybe. And I think I already said that. It's like giving rock climbing, stuff like that. You like to climb to the top. You give your all. You like to be the winner. Okay? So whether it's arguments or like athletic things, you like to win. Now, the next card that came out for you guys is the Queen of Cups. You're a little softy. Like, you're giving me one of those, like, not to make this, like, very, like I said, gender specific. But it's like, you know how women, okay, even men, like, men want to be big and gruff and call me daddy kind of vibes. But then when it comes to you rubbing their tongue, they turn it's like a little pool. When it comes to you rubbing their head, giving them head massages and pats and massage, they turn it's like little babies. You know what I mean? Women want to be all big and bad and hyper independent. Then as soon as they get them a nice strong man, like, come here. It's like, oh, what did you say? What do you mean? Come where? come where, you say? What do you mean by that? Elaborate. You know, like when your man get abased his voice and tell you what to do, it's like, oh, now we're melting. Okay, now when your woman starts babying you and treating you like a little baby, oh, I'm a big old man. No, you're not, because you're folding. Are you not? You're folding. Yes, you are. Thank you. So it's giving, like, you know how women want to act big and bold, they melt for their man when he gets the bass in his voice, like, get your over here. You're like, oh, okay. Like, you know, and then, like I said, the same for men. They want to act all big and bold. Then as soon as their girls like cooking them dinner, like, are you hungry? Yeah. You know, I could eat. You know, I'm cool, but I can eat. You know, that kind of thing. All of us want to be taken care of, or feel like we are cared for by the people we care about. And I feel like that is like that could be a battle that's like raging in your marriage. I don't think it's gonna be like a big thing, because when you're married to someone, you can be your full vulnerable self with them. Like I said, that love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast, love is not arrogant. That whole saying back there, that's something you guys may have to learn in your marriage with this person. That yes, you can be this big head honcho kind of energy in public. Both of you guys can be this power couple. When it comes to you guys, your marriage in private, y'all do what y'all do. You know, so it's like giving a little bit like maybe identity crisis for some of you, where you don't know how to be soft with your person. You just want to be like, you want to like trample over them. It could be a thing as well. You want to be very bossy, tell them what to do, be in charge, but then you also want a dominant man. You're like, you can't not listen when he tell you something, when you said you want to be told what to do, girl. And for my man, you can't tell him to treat you more nice and be more open and vulnerable, but you're not picking up the slack by being more dominant and being more, you know, masculine. Like, yeah, I can't do that. Like, y'all got to find the perfect balance. But the Queen of Cups is definitely giving someone who's very emotionally open, very emotionally sensitive when it comes to other people's emotions and your emotions as well. So your person thinks you can pick up on what they need. It's kind of like the Queen of Cups is kind of like a caregiver, but in the more emotional sense, where she's not like, you know, packing your lunch or, you know, doing your hair. Like, that's acts of service, Queen of Pentacles version. Queen of Cup style is asking how your day was, listening when you're talking to this person, and you know what I mean, delving deep into your emotions. If she feels like you need a hug, she's gonna come give you a hug, that kind of thing. She could pick up on when you have a mood swing, or when you may need a strong firm hand, or when you may need a gentle hand, that kind of thing, you know. I think it's called, like, I'm hearing intuitive eating. It's kind of be like intuitive partnering or intuitive marriaging, where kids only eat when they're hungry. You know, that's like a new parenting style. But your marriage style will kind of be the same as you only, like, you know, when someone is hungry, you're going to give them exactly what they need. Like, you're going to ask, like, it's giving, maybe you can read their mind. They're going to be like, how you know I wanted a grilled cheese? I don't know, I just felt like a grilled cheese. I was hungry for a grilled cheese. And that's you being so intuitive. You yourself are picking up on what they want to eat, but not even knowing it until they say, dang, I've been craving a grilled cheese all day. How did you know? Because I've been craving one too. What you mean? You know what I mean? And they're going to think, oh my gosh, like, you're a witch. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. So that could be coming through for you guys, where your person thinks you're like a little bit of a witch. It's witchcraft. Wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, that's the taboo. Did that come through group 2 or group 3? Some of you could be coming over from group 2. That did come through group 2. If I said taboo for your reading already, then it's coming through again. I don't remember saying taboo for y'all, so that could be group 2. But taboo is coming through. And although I know it's strictly taboo, there's no mistake for it. The heat is too intense for it, like that kind of thing. Y'all gonna be in like a very heaty, like there's never gonna be a dull moment in the marriage, whether it's fighting, laughing, kiki and making fun of someone, debating back and forth, trying to one up the other, you know what I mean, one person trying to be dominant, the other person trying to be dominant, and that kind of thing of push and pull. It doesn't matter. It's never gonna be a dull moment in this marriage, child. Okay. But there was something that was coming through. That song of witchcraft, Frank Sinatra, okay? So this person may definitely think you're a witch, okay? You're a witch. I'm hearing you're a wizard, Harry. But no, there's something here about you're a witch. I'm hearing practical magic. So maybe you speak things and they happen, because I always remember that one scene from Practical Magic where the kids were being bullied and they were being called witches because they know, or the gossip around town was that the sisters come from witches or they're witches. And the kids at school like bully the 2 little girls every day. I think her name was like Sally, her kids. And the mother had to shop in town. Sally, I don't think her name is it Sally. I don't freaking know. Sandra Bullock's character, like the amount of times I've watched that movie, I always like second guess myself. Okay, I know it begins with something with an S. Is it Sally? Let me look it up because now I'm gonna be upset. Yeah, my girl name is Sally, period. But anyway, her kids were coming to her little candle and lotions and shop in the town, and all the kids were chasing behind them saying, "Witch, witch, you're a witch." And then she had to come outside and chase them kids, and something happened at school, and they were like, deal with your kids to Sally. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, leave my kids alone. Like, you know what I mean? And then the mother was like holding the 2 kids like in her 2 hands, and the oldest daughter was like, I hope you get, and her hand was roaming around, and Sally was like trying to get her hand, and then all of a sudden you see chicken pox. Tell me about the next day the boy got chicken pox. So whatever you say comes to life, and people are like, oh, so they really are witches. And of course they are, but nobody's sitting there saying it shouting it from the rooftops. Nobody's broadcasting it to the whole town like, we're witches. Y'all think we are, but we're not going to confirm or deny. And then the boy, she's like, the mother was trying so hard because she knew too. She was like, no, don't point at people and say things. And she's like, I hope you get. It was a nice pause, and chicken pox, and that boy got chicken pox, y'all. So what you say happens is what's coming through for you. Okay, now we have 9 of Swords. Okay, so if you say you're gonna do something or achieve something or be something or win something or meet someone, it most of the time happens. Mostly based on your persistence and how you always like win with the 6 of Wands coming through, but also because you're a witch, you're a witch. But we have 9 of Swords. You have a tendency to, maybe you have a problem sleeping, you stay up late at night, maybe somebody here snores and it keeps you guys both up at night or something like that. I feel like when people snore, only one person stays up at night. So maybe you snore and they stay up at night or something, because this is like who you are as a spouse. But maybe you have sleepless nights, maybe you have a hard time sleeping, a lot of like restless thoughts or restless movements, stuff like that. Maybe it's like overstimulation sometimes, where so much has happened in your day and so much is going on in your life that it's hard for you to like decompress and like sleep. And I feel like I've heard that a lot for people, actresses, which is funny because I did believe you guys got actresses at some point in the reading. Like people who are actresses or even actors, they say they be shooting for like 12 hours a day, and they shoot way into the nighttime. And whenever they do get like any single time to come off set or come off stage, if you're like a singer or something, like the adrenaline is still pumping. It's hard for you to like sleep right after a show. And then when you're supposed to be on doing a show, you're tired. When you're off from a show, the adrenaline is there. Or maybe you're taking some kind of like supplements or coffee or something to keep you awake. So when it's time for you to crash and go to sleep, you're still like very jittery, And it's hard for people like that to sleep, or maybe just hard for you to sleep in general. Who knows? But that's coming through. Insomnia. Okay. Insomnia is a song, actually. Insomnia. It's Insomnia by Daya. So that song could have some importance to your connection. Maybe give it a listen if you like. But Insomnia, I was hearing it, but the words weren't coming through. Okay, let's move on. What kind of wife or husband will my group threes be? We have choose your words carefully. Didn't I see you had a potty mouth? I'm pretty sure it was your group where I said that. I remember that much. I feel like you're going to have a potty mouth. Choose your words carefully. You are going to be someone who's like very blunt and honest and to the point. And I said to a point it could make this person like feel, I don't know, like the things you say or the things you don't say or something like that can make your person like think, oh, this person doesn't want me or something like that. You know, too harsh sometimes. Too truthful. And look at that. Mere seconds to spare. Yeah, you could say hurtful words sometimes. You're taking time bomb. They're scared of that. We have stormy weather. That is that mood swings, can't sleep, brooding nature. When your dark side comes out, it really does come out, you know? So explosive anger, harsh arguments, judging people very fiercely and harshly. I'm hearing your ish don't stink, so maybe thinking that as well. Here we have twist of fate. Interesting. This is the third time in all three readings that this twist of fate has come out. Because the North Node has come out in group 1 and group 2. If it comes out for y'all, then that's like the nail in the coffin. Twist of fate, you guys were meant to meet. Or you guys met because of fate or something. I'm hearing right place, right time. Okay, but choose your words carefully. You can be a little harsh sometimes. Don't be so mean. Hey, okay. We have dead end. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, sometimes your emotions just go off. And I think this is confirming what I was picking up in that sense. Your emotions just turn off and you turn like a robot or something, or you turn into something that's like emotionless, right? And they're scared because they're like, do you still love me? Do you still want me? When you get into that mode or mood, it scares them. Because they don't really know what to expect. Now we have 50-50. This is you guys, you know, working evenly in the connection. And we have 3 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups coming through. So, like I said, I don't know if I said it for you guys, but there could be something here about like a throuple or more than one person in the connection or more than one connection. Sister-wise kind of stuff. Polyamory kind of things. That could be coming through. Or just 3 people in a connection, you know? Because 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles coming through with 3 people in the card can sometimes mean that. Okay? In this card, we have 1 guy, 2 girls. In this card, we have 3 girls with 3 of Cups. So, yeah. And I do believe, like I said, in the 3 of Cups, it's always the Pleiadian starseed. And I love it when it comes out because I'm the Pleiadian priestess. Period. You see what I did there? Let me stop. Anyway, the Pleiadian sisters were like 7 sisters, I believe, that are constantly like fated to be running across the sky from the hunter. What's his name? Sometimes his name comes through, sometimes it doesn't. Is it Orion? That's their destiny, because I think their father, I forget, like it comes to me in bits and pieces, especially when I'm in a reading and I was thinking about other stuff. But basically the Pleiadian starseed are 7 sisters, right? Star sisters who are destined to run away from Orion the hunter in the sky. Like we see the Pleiadian starseed, and then we see or star cluster I should say, and then we see Orion the hunter chasing after them because he wanted all the sisters. And I think, I don't know if it was Zeus or one of those people, like always their father, which I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to dwell on that because I'm forgetting. But yeah, they're destined to be in the sky running away from him for all eternity. And he's like on their tail chasing them. So it's like giving 7 sisters, sister wives, throuple, polyamorous, whatever you want to call it. That's not going to be for everyone, of course, but take what resonates. Now we have attraction. That is definitely going to be a thing here. A lot of attraction in this connection. Your future spouse is going to be very attracted to you. You're going to be very attracted to them, okay? And I already get that you're a very attractive person in general. With the 6 of Wands coming through, they feel they won the prize. You're the prize and they've won you. Absolutely. Now, the last card we have, oh my gosh, why did I see this card at the beginning of the reading? And I'm like, I know what I'm going to say if this card comes out. Like, what else? This could be good. It's good. The SCS between y'all is spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now, is what I'm hearing right now, okay? I knew it was gonna, I'm like, I hope that I did hope it came out, because this is the cutest thing ever. Like, you're peeling back the banana. What else could this mean? You stay hunching on that man. You stay hunching, gulping, gasping, gusping on this person. It doesn't matter whose is who. Whether they have a P or a V, if you're putting the P in the V to the V, the P to the P, like, the P to the B, like, I crack myself up. I'm so sorry. Maybe you're funny as well, because I'm just like, what are you saying? You say the craziest stuff, right? So maybe your dirty talk is off the charts. The things you be saying, the things you be asking for is like, you're kinky. He's a kinky mofo, okay? Group 3. But this could be good in the peeling of the banana. Like, what? It speaks for itself. It literally speaks for itself. You be peeling back their stuff, and that's it. Maybe somebody here is uncircumcised. You be peeling back their, like, you be making them feel like a master on the throne is what I'm hearing. Okay? A master of a god or something like that in the bedroom, because you just be craving them. You know what I mean? And I'm hearing that song. Don't wanna be it's because I'm craving that feeling when we kiss, the way your body moves. No matter how much I get, I'm always craving you. Craving You by Thomas Rhett and Maren Morris. Craving you. I'm craving you, babe. Such a good song. You got that cigarette, that shot 100 proof. No matter how much I get, I'm always craving. So you're like a drug, a drink, a cigarette, something to this person. They can't get enough. And they're like, let me be. You can be the counterpart of group 1, because this kind of came through group 1. I was mentioning like the viral, I don't think it's viral, but I've seen it a few times now over the years, where there's a picture of a poor lion at a zoo or on a safari. It's a lion that is his lion, that's his mate. And she is just biting at his dangly bits, right? The soft, squishy 2 parts on a man that dangles. I don't want to keep saying too many things to get this reading flag, child. But she is like biting on it, and his face looks so miserable. And this caption is like, when female lionesses are like in heat, they can crave intimacy, swigs, about up to 40 times a day. And if their man is not giving it to them when they want it, how they want it, let me stop. She is going to bite at those dangly bits until he mounts her, essentially. And she is not going to stop. And they said even to the point where she like goes and finds another person or member of the pride to give her what she needs if her mate can't do it, y'all. So yeah, and look at that. If your man ain't doing it, you're gonna go find it from somebody else. Maybe somebody here's SCX drive is so high that it can't be fulfilled. It can't be fulfilled by one person. So you have multiple partners, y'all. I mean, to each their own. Go off, right? I mean, if you gotta do it, let me stop. I'm not gonna say anything against or for it. To each their own, okay? But anyway, yes, use you be craving the Z, like, and it's giving where group 1, it was giving like mostly like, the physical act. The way they peel back this banana is giving fellatio or cunnilingus, okay? YouTube, I'm using the proper terms. This is a very educational. I can't even take myself seriously. This is a very educational program, right? I can say those words, okay? And if I can't say them when they kind of try to strike me, I'm going to edit those out. But when someone is putting the mouth to the P and putting the mouth to the V, you know what I mean. Okay? Thank you. And that's what this is definitely giving. That oral, use a beast, use a fiend for it in this marriage here. Okay? Use a fiend for it. Whether you use the guy or the girl, you like giving it and receiving it. Okay? But mostly you like giving it if you're the person that's watching this reading right here, child. And you just like, you You're peeling it back. And I already said it. She came home drunk with her friends, and she yagged that man to the end of the bed and said, come get you some of this. Okay? What is it? A chicken salad. I'm so done. I'm so sorry. Maybe you guys are social media people, because a whole bunch of freaking things social media have coming through today. That's funny. But yeah. You think you better come get you one of these? What? A chicken salad. I'm done. But that's what you said. You better come get you some of me. Like, you can't have all this good right here and not try to take it at every possible moment. Like, it's giving y'all both a fiend for each other, right? Anyway, let's get into these dice, because I'm chatting too much. We have Pluto coming through. See, yeah, there's like a darkness here, an underworld, underground, brooding, trouble and paradise kind of energy here. It's like something that can be fixed, because Pluto's also transformation, it's also death. Oh, it could be little death, le petit mort. Okay, it could be orgasms after. Let me stop saying words gonna get me in trouble. You two, I'm so sorry. Don't flag the video now. But it's definitely giving underworld, it's definitely giving devil, it's definitely giving a lot of raunch. And I feel like more than for group 1, you're giving like dirty deeds, okay? You're a dirty Dan. Or I'm Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan. SpongeBob and Patrick fighting over who's Dirty Dan, child. Y'all fighting over who's dirtier. There's no competition. Just be glad y'all have someone that's dirty, period. Because people out here really be vanilla and it's not cute. Pluto came through twice. Wait! Bruh. Like, guys, y'all know I'm not lying. Pluto came through twice. That's crazy to me. Yeah, intense meets intense. Oh, I'm hearing tying up. I'm hearing balls and gags. I'm hearing whips and chains. Oh my, I'm hearing St. Andrew's cross. Oh, Lord. Okay, let me not put my business out there, because how I know these things, none of your business. Okay? But yeah, that intensity is coming through for sure. Like, it's giving more taboo, raunch, heavy than the other groups. And wasn't it for you that I was talking about choking, or was that group 2? Child, it's been coming, everything been coming through today, child. Okay, anywho, we have Gemini coming through here, and that's those 2 pillars that would usually show up as a Chariot card, where it's like this or that. It's giving, like I said, that duality you guys have to you, where it's like your darkness and your lightness are always dueling, and that's where that darkness will come from, where you try to be innocent and playful, but you just, you have that dark energy up in there, you can't be in a vanilla relationship with you guys. It's not giving. And this could be good. It's like this person didn't even know how good it could get when it came to sex things, intimacy and stuff like that, and you're showing them. I'm hearing 5 minutes. We only got 5 minutes to save the world. But I looked at this mere seconds to spare again. So, a bunch of cookies all over the house coming through as well. You are the parents who are sneaking away into the laundry room, the cabinet, the bedroom, the bathroom. However you could get it, you're getting it. Because once kids come along, it's even harder to get it, child. Okay? But y'all gonna be the parents who your kids might get caught. You're always kissing in front of the kids. Like, ew. You're always kissing in front of them children. Them kids is like, you're nasty. You know what I mean? Like, ew. But they're gonna know what it's like to see some real love, child. The passion. Here we have Pisces energy coming through, so the emotions are definitely really there. I do feel like you feel very deeply, but it can sometimes be like very volatile, overtake you, and it's something you have to like, you're working on. That came through group 2 as well. Some of you could be here from group 2. But yeah, Gemini is giving you bounce back and forth from that mean to nice, or intense to sweet, or bad girl to good girl kind of dynamic within you, It's like code switching. But personalities. Let me stop. That's basically what code switching is, okay? But here we have 5th house. You're very playful, like I said. You like to rib each other, yank each other's chain. Traveling is going to be very big for you guys. Arts is going to be very big for you. Creativity, singing, arts and crafts. I'm seeing the 5th house in a deck that I have at home. The beach is in the background. 2 lovers. I'm hearing in Fair Verona. I didn't want to come back. Beauty and the Beast. Wow, that just came through very clearly. Beauty and the Beast, where she's going to see Père Robert at the library, and she's like, so what far off lands have you been to lately? He's asking her, and she's like, 2 lovers in Fair Verona. I didn't want to come back. And I think she's talking about Romeo and Juliet, so that could be a thing as well. But anyway, that was a very specific message coming through. But yeah, what was this fifth house energy? People walking on the beach. But you guys are giving that very intense love at first sight kind of love. That could be what that means with Romeo and Juliet, because we know it didn't end right. It ended in tragedy. That's not what I'm putting on your connection at all. But I'm just saying they met and fell instantly in love, and that could be how intense the connection is. You know, you meet each other, your world kind of like changes. There may be like a mini earthquake or something like that. You know what I mean? If you believe in that kind of circumstance, which I know I do. So, you know, you meet someone and the world stops. You meet someone, it's like a little mini earthquake, or you guys are in your own little world, something like that, where you just know that's your person right there. Now we have fourth house, which is giving home. Okay, so your home life is going to be very important. Maybe when you guys are at home, it's just between the two of you guys, or you guys love spending time with just each other. So like I said, it's giving extrovert, which would be fifth house, and introvert, which is fourth house. That's how I'm kind of like differentiating it. But yeah, I do believe most, you know, the SX is vanilla, but it be getting real kinky real quick right there with that switch energy. So maybe you're a switch, a dom, and a sub at the same time, which is what I was saying about sometimes you want to be the dominant and be in charge, and sometimes you want to be, you know, taking charge of, right? But fourth house, where did you go? Come back. Fourth house is Cancer energy, so definitely very deep feeling. Fifth house is Leo energy, which I was picking up on with the Six of Wands. We have Pisces, so somebody here could be a Pisces, you could be a Pisces. We have Gemini with Pluto coming through twice. We have Scorpio energy coming through twice. Okay, and Pluto also gives me 12th house vibes, so that could be coming through the psyche, things you kept hidden in the dark, taboo subjects, you know, secrets, stuff like that. Maybe your future spouse thinks you're very secretive and you have secrets. And I think I did mention that, where you're very private. Maybe that was group 2 as well. I'm not sure, but it's come through for you guys as well. Where you're very private. You don't really tell people your business like that, right? Or you guys keep your connection. What are y'all doing down there? Or you guys keep your connection very private. Okay. I thought this video was going to be short. It ended up being the longest one. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm back for 1 second. Just 1 second. When I was putting away the cards or trying to, I saw this was flipped over in this deck. So we have love coming through here. So it's definitely giving chemistry. Okay, it's definitely giving intense chemistry, and it's definitely giving when you guys come together, there's like an explosion of love is what I'm hearing. So it's kind of like people who like catapult themselves towards each other, or you can't not be attracted or want to be with your person all the time kind of energy. So a little bit of an obsession. Your person's obsessed with you, you're obsessed with them. That's something that definitely wanted to come through. I'm pretty sure I articulated that in some way, shape, or form in the reading, but it was coming through here. It's kind of like people put you guys in a concoction, you guys gave each other a love spell, and now you guys are under each other's spell, which is kind of playing into the whole, you're a witch. They think you put them under your spell, and you may think the same of them. Okay? But yeah, number 9, you're on cloud 9 at all times of the connection. I do believe this person, like I said, they could put you on a pedestal a little bit, which is why it hurts them or affects them so deeply whenever you may cut them off emotionally, or you may seem like a little bit withdrawn, because they're so far up your butt and they don't think that you're as far up theirs as, you know, they don't think you care for them as much as they care for you sometimes. So like I said, you know, show your person you love them, please. Group 3. Wow. That was a mind fart. But anyway, yeah, love is going to be very important to your connection, okay? And look at how the light just flashed off. Like, maybe you don't want to admit that or confront that, or they didn't want you to know that, but the light turned off as soon as I got, like, hey. As soon as I was like, hey, let's get it together. Like, show them, you know? They don't think you're as obsessed with them as they are with you. That could be a thing coming through for real. But yeah, love, it's for them to stop. Love by Nat King Cole is coming through. It's for the way you look at me. O, you're the only one I see. V, you're very, very extraordinary. And E is even more than anyone that I adore. So they're definitely putting you first. You're the top. You're their first priority, okay? And was it you guys that I was talking about, Aisha Curry and them? How they said they put God first, but then after that they put themselves first, their connection first, their relationship first, and then the kids come after that. Because if they're not good, how can anybody else be good? That's coming through again. So if you felt called to any other readings or any other groups, go watch them. Feel free to. But yeah, that's what's coming through for this card that flew out, right? You're on cloud nine. You're floating on air. They could also love the way you smell. I feel like I'm walking on air. What song is that? Doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah. They could be addicted to your smell as well. As a future spouse, you smell really freaking good. And that's something coming through as well. I looked up the song that I was thinking about, and I felt like it was important to say it to you, because sometimes I suggest songs, I don't listen to them. So the song is like, it's Breathe by James Arthur, first of all, but the chorus is like, baby, baby, won't you please come rescue me? I'm gonna say it, sorry. Baby, baby, won't you please come rescue me? I don't really want to stay if you're not. All I know is that I need you, baby. Hold me close so I can finally breathe. Okay? So like I said, this person, I think it was in your group. They don't think they would be able to live without you. That could be group 2 as well. I'm not 100% sure. But that's the vibe that's coming through for your reading. That was definitely group 2. I remember now. But let's see anything else coming through the lyrics. Bruh, I hate this mouse. When you tell me that you love me, babe, you bring the sun and take away my pain. And the anxiety is miles away. I didn't know that I could feel that way. I didn't know life was so beautiful till I held you. Your eyes make me feel like I'm floating on air. That's the part that was coming through. When you look at me, F everything else up but you. You know? That's coming through for you guys. So yeah, there's something very deep and binding about this love here, okay? Now I'm done. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. I'm also hearing you like jewelry. That could be something coming through as well. You like jewelry. You wear a lot of jewelry. Your future spouse is saying that. That could be a confirmation for somebody. But yeah, let me know if you watched the whole reading. Put a... I was going to say expletive. Put a banana emoji in the comments. If you watched, you're still here. Appreciate you if you are. Love you guys. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye.